It is time for story time with Dusty and Val. Hi, Val.
Hello.
I should do that more ASMR. It's story time with
It's
Dustiria
story
and
time.
Valentina. There we go. How's that?
Wow.
Was that
That's really good.
was that really good?
I like,
Okay.
yeah, I like
I
it.
am so glad nobody comes to the stream in the first few seconds. No one will know I
So
did that but you.
shenanigans. So we can do shenanigans until people come.
Nobody knows I did that.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Oh, it's been
Oh,
5 months.
5 months.
Oh
And there's a
my God.
purple here too. And
A
there's a
purple?
yeah, purple's here too.
Oh,
Hi, Purple.
hi.
Good morning. 5 months with
I'm gonna.
Prime though, Val. Thank you. You are part of the reason why I will have a car payment. Well, I had a car payment this month. Now I'm working on the next month's car payment. I'm 15 subs out of 50. Got a ways to go, but it's got 20 days. We got
Well,
this.
that's good.
We got this. We got this. I mean, after all,
Yeah.
I gotta figure out how to do fundraising. Let's
Yeah.
see. What of a message? I think that's just my. Oh yeah, I gotta publish my YouTube. Now I'm
Okay.
live.
Even on YouTube?
Oh, I don't people know I do YouTube.
No,
Oh, if
I
I
know
just
you
shrink it
do
down.
YouTube, but I didn't know you did live on YouTube too.
No, 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 no. I'm not live on YouTube. That's actually a video. Brain Pan Chicken took the check in first. Hi, Brain.
Ooh. Oh, since when that bot do that? Hi,
Because he
Ticket.
stream once every 2 weeks. You don't know about Dusteria Bot. Good morning,
I
Brain Pan. How are
did.
you feeling? And Purple says, woke up at 6:30, tried to sleep again, been wasting time for the past 2 hours. Same Z's, only I got woke up by Cinder. But
You
I
y'all
should
have
have just I
problems.
should have
I
just
woke
talked to Purple for 2 hours. No, every streamer has bots. You know this, Val. And what Corey's done is he's created Dusteria bot to replace Nightbot and Moobot.
Ooh.
He's learning. He's been making it do things, figuring things out. Like if you do this, let me put that in there. You can see when the Goose Goose Duck is. There's a magic 8 ball. Ad break in progress. I'm sorry, I don't know if Brain Pan has a thingy, but um
He has the sub so he
so
can hear.
because basically if you use Nightbot, Moobot, they're great, but they're not streamlined to use. So what Corey's doing is he's testing it with me first. If it works, which so far it is, he'll offer it to other streamers for a small monthly fee, and he'll tweak the bots exactly the way you want them, so they're personalized to you. No ads for Brain
That's
Pan?
so
Yes.
good.
So welcome to Bot. So you can do exclamation point 8 ball and ask it a question. There's exclamation point dad
Oh,
joke if you want a dad joke,
I'm
and
gonna do that.
you're gonna do that.
I,
We're supposed to be here for
yes.
story time. But we're playing with Bot, but yeah. So
I'm rolling
a-
because I
and
can't read my jokes.
Chencho, you've
That's
seen
fine.
one shopping center, you've seen a mall. So,
Good.
my favorite thing is he let me do the little avatar for Dusteria Bot. So if you go to Twitch and do Dusteria Bot, because all bots have to be part of Twitch in order to post in
Yeah.
Twitch, you can
I
see you can see the
that's why I see
ridiculousness
that
I
a
did.
bot. Like that's someone who's stealing her name, and then it's coming. No, it's a bot.
Yeah, he let me make Dusteria Bot's image, so I had fun with it.
That's beautiful, though. I have to say it. It's beautiful.
Unfortunately, since your family isn't really morning people, we don't have breakfast food, so you just have a pack of crackers. You have Pop Tarts. Don't give me that. You eat Pop Tarts all the time. Why not have a Pop Tart? I had oatmeal this morning. I was
It's
actually
not
good. I
from the
actually ate.
nutrition value.
I actually ate. Why do I have messages off to the side here? Is this anything
I
important?
have to say, but I think that that's not good on a nutritional level. And I see that there is Asteria, one of my friends. Hi, why don't you write? What I have my
We
friend
never
here.
call out lurkers. Don't do that. People are allowed to lurk and have a good time because they're the
I
people that
know,
are the
but they're like,
backbone of the numbers to push us higher so that we can meet more people, get them in the Discord, and have more people to love. So don't do that.
no, but they're like, I was curious,
I
do
understand that
you
you think
forget?
Pop Tarts are general snacks, but you should use it as a breakfast food when cases like this come up. You know better, Purple. Pop Tart and a glass of milk.
Yeah, but still, it's not good on a nutritional value. All that sugar.
Oh,
I
I
know
know,
it's
but
for
that's what they
kids.
ate. Oh, you ran out of Pop Tarts. Now they've got a snafu again.
Oh,
I see. No, I
that's
just
so.
had oatmeal. We have instant oatmeal, and once in a
I
while
have to
I'll
try
remember to eat
too.
it. So,
Honestly,
but
I have
welcome
to
back from
try it.
ads because that's what we're stalling for. Because we know some of you don't, some of you couldn't hear us or are new to the stream. I'm Dustiria. My friends call me Dusty. I'm a disabled streamer, the mother of two. Got two cats. Unfortunately, nothing on cat cam right now because they're zooming because it's early. And with me is Val, one of my best buddies.
Hello.
And together, we're going to continue the story. For those of you that haven't
And it's
been
oh,
here, this guy has old love he can't get rid of, a new in his mind, a new love that he really does like. A couple girls are
yeah,
interested in him. His parents died mysteriously. We just found out they were murdered for the
yeah.
corporation. We don't know what the corporation was doing because anytime he tries to talk to someone in the corporation, they get killed. The KGB has picked him
Mhm.
up, saying that he's in danger. He should leave to Russia. Oh, did I mention he's
Yeah,
Russian? And then of course the police are watching him, as is the corporation, because they all think he knows something about his parents' death, but he knows absolutely nothing. And there we go.
yeah.
Do I have a favorite oatmeal flavor? No, I don't have a favorite anything because it depends on my mood. Like this morning, I was all excited to get the cinnamon spice one, but yesterday I was all about, hey, I want the apple one, but there's the apple one Rob ate, so I didn't eat breakfast. That was bad. Shh.
I should try oatmeal. I hear so
But
many
anyway,
people say good about it. So, what should we do? Should we
I'm
go for a
thinking we should
walk?
go for a walk because if we stay home, I think it'll just be the night's over. I think we go for a walk. We might
Yeah,
find out more stuff. So,
yeah. Let's go and find
because it's a
a
beautiful
lot of
day.
things.
So right across from my house on the side street was Himitsu. That is the one he should be in love with. Our
Should be
district,
because they are together, if I remember well.
yes, our district was
Oh
strikingly
wait,
eclectic, combining
that's
both.
the part we already did.
We
Dusty.
we did.
Yeah, that's the same phrase. I told you then. I was remembering well.
I wonder why it's saved differently. Himitsu was half Russian, but I don't think she wanted to live in Ibiza. I would sometimes go to my grandparents' place when I was little. They had typical Russian and Ibiza. Kimitsu's grandparents, on the other hand, lived in traditional Japanese paper house. This is actually good for the people who haven't been here before. Apple cinnamon's a good one.
Okay,
So is peaches and cream. So
okay,
is blueberries cream. Yeah. 0 out of 3
okay.
on a scale of 3 piglets, I'd say. There she is. Himitsu! Your turn. Apparently, I got lost in daydreaming. Hey, how you doing? Himitsu was walking back from the direction of the market with two large bags. We did this completely. Are we
I
very far
told
behind?
you.
Well, how do we get forward?
Didn't you say that?
I did. I'm gonna skip this stuff. Ignore us.
Yeah, because we did the scene on the bridge. We know what happened. No, this is the part when we go to the amusement park.
Is this the music book?
You should. Yeah, that's
Because I hit
surprise.
continue and it did this. Okay, let me see if there's a save.
Yeah, but
Um,
technically, there's supposed to be a newer one.
are you sure you want to load the save? Yeah, let's see
Didn't
if this is
they?
the. Let's see if this is the right one. Is this right? I probably shouldn't have had this
Maybe yes.
conversation.
Yes, that's more probably.
When I appeared at our house, wasn't sure it was even
Oh, yeah,
intention.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we're in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
right spot.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
guys. Wait.
No, that's
Oh,
the.
I had to do what I had to do. He must probably wouldn't be happy if she knew I was here at the entrance of Catherine's house. Why is he there again? Press the
Oh.
intercom button. I had to do it twice more before getting a response.
Who is it?
It's me. We need to talk. There was an unmistakable heavy sign for the other end of the line, but the door did open. Going up the elevator, I had no expectation of this ending well. Sure, I could have prepared in advance, but that wasn't like me at all. Yeah, he's an idiot. Did we mention the main
Yeah.
character? We don't actually don't like him.
Yeah, actually, yes. Hello. Okay.
Patty agreed to me coldly and let me into the apartment. Are you okay?
Does it look like I'm not?
No, you just haven't been to school today.
You're perceptive.
Yes, he's definitely a tactical moron.
Yeah.
Same class. I frowned. If that was sarcasm, it was artless, not like Catherine at all.
Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, unfortunate.
She said phlegmatically. There's a word.
What a big words.
Now that was better.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
After these words, I realized that I knew what to say and how to say it. Thanks for the note. It cost me a few sleepless nights and a bunch of nerves.
Uh, what are you talking about?
For those of you that knew, he got a note saying he's in danger, and it
Yeah,
was in
his
her handwriting.
mother. Yeah.
Catherine tried
Wait,
to look disinterested, but I quickly noticed that something about her changed. You know what
but
I'm
it
talking
is.
about, by the
She
way.
was
Thank you for
great.
inviting me into your home. I also wanted to
She
ask,
was.
where did the notebook on your desk come from? Though, was someone else's handwriting.
Uh,
Katya walked to the window, jerked aside the curtain, and looked out into the street. She stayed silent for a quiet while, and I internally celebrated, confident I'd driven her from the corner. Idiot, his heart
Welcome
is
to my
fucking
humble,
bugged.
establishment.
so
Thank you for
she
the
was.
follow, sunshine.
Hi, sunshine.
Finally, she'd have to tell the truth.
I borrowed for a classmate to copy their work.
And that makes sense. Catherine
Yeah.
finally said in a calm voice, turning to me. I can almost believe this. There was no
Yeah,
surprise in
you.
her eyes, no fear, worry, or dread. Only the same wariness and a light flare of arrogance.
Aren't too quick?
She smirked. What? But? So you aren't trying to hide that you wrote that note?
I wasn't exactly going to shout it from the rooftop, but where there is to hide, everything seems very obvious to me.
To you?
Jeez. I'm even surprised you only decided to talk about it now.
There's a Bidoof in chat if anyone wants to catch it.
I was going to.
Is this a joke or something? The fuck is this? How was I supposed to guess? And even if I made an effort to keep myself from completely flying off the handle. Why didn't you just tell me? You could have simply talked to me.
True. Everything is simple to you.
Catherine folded her arms over her chest and went silent. What are you trying to achieve?
You did read the note.
Emotions finally prevailed and Katya winced.
Maybe you wouldn't have guessed it. It took you a while.
Joe, this isn't a game.
Stop.
He was about to flare up, but then didn't. What do you know?
I think she know everything.
Catherine spent some time deciding how to answer.
Not that much. When we returned to Japan, on the very first day, I overheard my mother talking on the phone. She was having a conversation with someone about you and your father. Maybe the old man. And the conversation was heated. It seems to me like mom was threatened.
You didn't tell me anything about it? Just left a note? A note, Katya? A fucking note with a bunch of mistakes?
Stop yelling at me!
I laughed in exhaustion. But now I was sure that Ikunis had been talking about Mrs. Winters yesterday. And you're not at all surprised it came back to Japan when all this began?
Yeah. This? What?
That's right, she doesn't know what's going on. I ignored
Yeah.
her question. Maybe Catherine really wasn't aware of everything that had been happening to me. Me life? Really?
Yeah,
Lately.
really good translation.
Not surprised that your mother would talk with someone about my parents who, do keep in mind, have been dead for a year and a half now?
Oh, what was I supposed to do? I talked to my mom. She said not to get involved. That it's not my business.
You know, I even agree with her. It's not your business, it's my business.
True.
For those of you looking for a cat for cat cam, this is Cinder. Not surprisingly, I wasn't angry at her. I was sure Catherine was speaking the truth. Guess we gotta turn cat cam around here on my lap.
Oh my
The
God,
note thing, but I still can't stand my ground to the end. I still wanted to stand my ground to the end. This feels like I've gotten thrown into a series on season 7 without watching a single episode. I'm missing so much of the story. It's okay, Purple. Ask questions. We can answer them. We
yeah.
know the story. Sorry, Cat Cam's
We
nothing
have
but
done
orange
a little
fluff.
bit of recap, but we can do it again if you need that.
Why should I
So
believe
like,
you? Yeah.
he discovered a little thing. He discovered that she wrote the note because he saw her notebook in their house. He wasn't thinking of her at first. He was thinking of her, but then he saw the note of the on her desk at school. It was different writing, but then he discovered the book in their house, and this is most likely hers, and others are not writing. And we are discovering right now that she was the one writing.
Yeah.
Well,
But feel free to answer questions, Purple.
yeah.
Okay.
Fluff is okay. Fluff is amazing. True. I agree.
Why should I believe you now?
Have I lied to you? Oh,
She really hasn't. She just doesn't
You
say a thing.
really did.
In her eyes, I see a plea and unexpected meekness. I stumble and continued quieter. Don't try to deflect. Hiding things from me or deceiving me, what's the difference? Someone may very well want to kill me. He's right.
Well, I told him.
Katya Hi, Cinder. Katya stood with her back against the wall, her head lowered. You swear people are just cats, love them a lot. Always. The ones who always, that's a given.
Yes.
You love what you can't have. That's our human nature. Let me put this over there.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what exactly the conversation was about, in as much detail as possible?
I only heard what Bob said. What does it have to do with his parents? They're long dead. Why should we do it? If we're not interested, walk for it yourself.
Well, that's definitely suspicious.
Yeah, that's most
Your mom's got one hell of a job. What did she say she was? A diplomat?
That's all I know, I swear.
I think Catherine's mom is American CIA. I really do. I really do.
Here's the theory about this game was like her mom wasn't it too.
I seem like that's. I think I seem like that was the first time she called me by my name since her return. So what am I supposed to do now? Maybe we should go to your mother together?
No. Miles shocked she is.
She immediately grew more agitated.
Why do you think she's to blame? What if she also in danger? Well, she actually said, no, I'm not going to do shit. So,
thought hadn't crossed my mind. Not that it had any reason to. Plus, I didn't know Mrs. Winters after all. She absolutely did not give the impression of a person who would be easily intimidated. So what do you actually know about your mother's work?
I can't tell you anything. You don't really know. You don't really know. Maybe if she's connected to something.
Catherine stopped, clearly choosing her words carefully. Sorry. I have to put Cinder at the same time as Reed, and it's not always easy.
Oh, me too. I'm dying here. Like that, I don't know anything about it. All I can tell you for sure that she works at the embassy.
See. Then came a long, painful silence.
Maybe you'd like some tea? Yo, yeah, you should be poisoned that.
That's in a tone that made me think of Himitsu. Tea? I laughed. You think this is the right time for tea? It's not even 5 o'clock. Katya smiled. Aside from the whole spy business, for a moment our relationship almost returned to normal. I no longer felt like a second-class citizen, and Catherine had dropped her disgusting arrogance. It wasn't in my character to be led around, much less put up with this sort of attitude. However, the change appeared to be too sudden. We simply didn't know what to talk about next. By the way, I finally found something. Did a car pick you up from school yesterday?
Yeah.
What gives?
They gave Mom a personal driver.
So you're using a diplomatic vehicle for personal gain?
Ah, what am I supposed to do? If I were brought to this country by force again, I should at least indulge myself. That's true.
Aren't you an opportunist, Ms. Winters? She laughed, and her laugh even sounded genuine. Are you going to school tomorrow? The smile immediately disappeared from her face.
Nick, do you think we shouldn't have met at all? Maybe then my mother's phone call would have happened either. No, I think the whole match would have been happening
That's
with
not what it's about at all.
Yeah. Who knows? After all, life is a series of coincidence.
Coincidence, it's the cat distribution center keeps trying to send cats my way, from the stray Longford silver cat at the end of the road to investigating two cats fondues the sweet baby. Cats always find a way. They do, Purple. They do.
True. If you had
They
said
do.
this in on Discord, I had one cat following me. I was like, "Man, I love you, but you can't cope with me. I'm allergic."
Because I remember when Rob and I were talking about, eloping and him coming to this country, I said, well, we'll have to get a cat because, you know, consider, it tends to be on my lap. You need a cat of your own because he used to have a cat in Canada. As soon as I said that, the neighbor called over as I was out walking, went, hey, just you don't know anyone that needs a kitten, and thus, and that led us to Kevin.
I love it.
She did that the other day. I'm like, no, don't do that again. I cannot have another kitten. No, I can't afford another one. I'm just adjusting cat cam. There you go. I gave Katya a long look, trying to figure out what she was implying, but her face remained unreadable. So, I'll see you tomorrow?
Perhaps.
She answered ambiguously and went to the hallway to see me off. We shouldn't have met at all. What was she talking about? I knew the meaning of the words themselves, but I couldn't understand what Catherine meant by them. Was it just idle remark that our lives could have gone differently? I guess that without her in my life, it would have been easier. I think without her in his life, it would be way easier, but that's just me. The statement that she regrets we met? I was aimlessly wandering the central part of Tokyo and couldn't think about anything else. The situation with the KGB and the Kobayashi Corporation was seemingly more important right now. So was the damn note and Catherine's mother. But over and over the words we shouldn't have met at all repeated in my head. I guess I just couldn't entirely believe Katya really didn't want anything to do with me anymore. Night was slowly descending upon the city. It was time to admit that Catherine had become a thing in itself for me, a person I perceived separately from the rest of the world, separately even from the real her. I was, of course, talking about the vision of Catherine that formed in my inflamed mind. How many times in the past year and a half had I argued with it, begged it, hated it, worshipped it? That was exactly why I was finding it so hard to admit myself that Katya was just a human being, with her own problems and flaws, fears, aspirations, sympathies, and antipathies?
Antipathies, yeah.
Okay. Or to put in a few words, she wasn't just black and white, wasn't hell, she was absolute. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been a note, wouldn't have been a conversation between us. However, my feelings towards Catherine were my only problem at the moment. For an hour, I've been feeling like I was being watched. Well, of course you are. You've been followed every time you leave the house.
Yeah,
Sure.
the KGB
Yeah, here we go.
should
Sure,
follow
I'd expect
you.
that. Had to be ready for it, but I would at least like to know who exactly was watching. You know who was watching. The KBGB said they would. I picked up my
Yeah.
pace and headed home.
Mm.
As she promised, Himitsu was waiting for me inside. Some brew of unspecified composition stood on top of the stove while she herself was sitting at the table reading a book. Now, this is the
Huh.
one he should be with.
Yeah. Nico-kun, what took you so long?
So I had to get a drink after all that. That was a
Oh, that's
lot of
good.
words.
Yeah, he talks too much.
But we understand him because he does, so I can see it.
Yeah, we're mad.
Kind of worked out this way.
Where have you been?
Let's see. Purple says the stray left following me when home when I walked from the bus stop. I honestly hope they got to go home. That's how I feel about Kevin's mother. Kevin's mother followed us constantly after we adopted Kevin. We haven't seen her in a
Because
while,
she
so
can only.
we haven't seen her, so we're hoping she found a good home because we couldn't take a third cat. This apartment is so tiny.
Mm,
Surprisingly, I was glad to return to these questions, glad to come back home to this dysfunctional form of a family. I was probably just too tired today, wanted some peace and stability, and there was nothing more stable than Himitsu in my life. I was just
mm.
walking, thinking. But if I told her about my conversation with Catherine, that wouldn't make things any more stable. You should be honest with her. Oh my
You should-
god. Why can you
Yeah, but
never be
you told her
honest? Why? Even though I had decided not to lie to Himitsu anymore. See, you just decided not to, so you need to tell her that. Oh my god. Can I smack this
come
character?
on.
Sometimes it
Yeah,
helps, you know.
I would. He would help you more to talk
Yes.
to people more often.
Yes.
Yeah, talk
Talk
to
to her.
her.
I do. You do not, Nikolai. Talk to her. There you
Do
go.
you? To who?
I
Good,
talk
it's
to
who?
you. That wasn't a very convincing statement. Petition
No,
to
it's
backhand the
who.
main character. Yes, Purple, you have total permission to back. As I said, we don't like the main character, which is actually kind of cool. Because most stories, you want to be the hero and all that jazz. You want to be the main
No, this
character,
time we want to beat him up.
and I think that makes the story even more special because of that.
Yeah.
To Kayasaki, to Michael, to Catherine. I lowered my head apologetically and sat across from her. To teachers at school. Lucky Himitsu didn't react anyway and started us at the table.
She understood. You can't say that she didn't. She
Everything
lost you
turned out
too.
to be extraordinarily delicious. Himitsu was looking at me with a smile on her face. Walked a lot, worked up an appetite, I said merrily.
Well, finally, some good news.
What's good about it? Want me to get fat?
At least not for the next 10 or to 15 years. The plan.
If I keep eating like this.
Nico could.
She laughed.
Tomorrow's already Wednesday. It's
When we
Wednesday.
fit
I did.
when we finished dinner,
Sorry.
Himitsu brewed tea and laid out some candies on the table that seemed to have come out of nowhere. And there's a Cobus Squire in chat if you want it. Polyat, Mosquito, Vileso, and some others. Where did she even get them? So she got Russian desserts. That is a good question.
Ooh,
Is she
wait.
talking to the KGB? Because remember, my theory was that she's a plant from Japan because it was when he moved there. She coincidentally was across the street, interested in everything he did, and they've always been together. So I'm still saying she's a plant, even though I love her.
Yeah, I was thinking about she's from the Kobayashi. Maybe not because she was so surprised, but maybe with some kind of organization because there is something strange about it. Or maybe the KGB thought at least let's give him candy because if not, he's going to die.
Possible. A gust of cold
Yeah.
wind came from the outside. She shivered, and I quickly closed the door. As the kitchen grew warmer, so did my heart from the hot tea, the sweet chocolate, the soft light of the incandescent lamp, and Himitsu's dreamy eyes. It'd
Mm.
been a while since we had an evening like this, peaceful and kind. The people watching me would definitely leave this house alone, at least for today. Catherine could wait until tomorrow, and my aches, soul could finally get some rest. And all that would have been impossible without Himitsu. See, guy, you love her. Stop going after
Yeah,
Catherine.
but technically they are
Stop.
together.
Not only did she create comfort around herself, not only did she bring peace and order to my life, but she also served as the pillar that supported it all.
Mm,
So I gotta remind Corey that Moobot's still doing Twitter so he can fix that.
yeah,
I would take her attitude, take everything she did for granted, but that didn't change anything. Without Himitsu, my life would have been very different.
yeah.
How different exactly? That I did not want to think about right now. Where'd you get the candies?
That brought them from work.
Now her dad owns this grocery store?
I don't remember that.
Your dad brought them? Where did he get them?
I don't know. What does it matter? Are they tasty? Like in your
See,
childhood?
I'm finding this
That's
suspicious. I'm
strange.
sorry. Dad mysteriously gets
That is
the
suspicious.
candies he likes. Yeah, no. To be honest, I didn't even vaguely remember the taste of those candies from my childhood, but I simply had no right to upset Himitsu. Of course, I mean, they're the same candies. It's well logical.
I can't tell when you're not telling the truth.
Well, that didn't work out. Come
Yeah.
on, I don't
He
remember what I ate for
doesn't
breakfast. You're asking about something that happened 10 years ago.
Some things you remember for a lifetime.
And for me, Soviet candies isn't one of them.
If only I were you. Or what? Being
What
like,
then?
following
You'd write about it in your
anyone.
diary? Maybe you do.
Hmm.
I tease. Bet you got an entire section for candies in there.
Maybe. What's bad about that?
Plurple says, I barely know this main character. I wish him stub his toe every day at 4:17 p.m. and every morning at 1:34 a.m. Oh, that's
Why
cruel.
so
Oh,
precise by the
that's
hour?
cruel.
Why?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I hemmed and threw another candy into my mouth. In fact, it's quite cute.
You could do it without. You could do without writing some things down too. No,
How do
no,
you know I don't? Maybe I got a
is
dossier on every single one of you. She cleans his house. She
strange.
would know.
Do you? And what does he say about me?
That you like candies and soon you'll be fat like a kolobok. Oh. Oh, she should hit him. She
Oh,
should hit
no
him.
good.
Normally I don't
Slap
domestic violence is bad, but this is no. She tried to throw a candy wrapper at me, but halfway through its flight I entered an uncontrollable nosedive and crashed. It also
him.
says I'm very grateful to you for everything. Okay, that's better.
Okay, at least one thing.
And that I love you very
Oh,
much. Oh, he loved her. I
it's
got
the
too
second time
emotional
he
and
said
couldn't stop. He finally admitted to inconveniences are more
he.
painful than a single slap.
Technically,
True.
it's the second time, but
He
this
he
time
he.
is a
It's
lot less like manipulative. I love you.
yeah.
We can
Himitsu
say.
didn't respond. Just looked at me with hopeful eyes. This oppressive silence covered us for a while. I was tense on pins and needles. What was he supposed to say or do next? Kiss her, you idiot!
Yeah.
Suddenly, the unnaturally loud sound of a car horn came from the street. She jumped.
Who
It
wouldn't?
must be late by now. I quickly blurted out, afraid of what could happen between us next. Don't be afraid. Kiss her. Oh my god. I'm gonna trip him.
God. Yes. Come on, guys.
Himitsu said,
You
upset.
don't have to
Till tomorrow
fight
then?
it.
Nikolai, don't make her leave. Kiss her. Oh my god. This character.
You dumb. Till tomorrow. You dumb.
I didn't
Come
even have to
on.
clarify what would happen tomorrow. She would come and wake me up. Like every other day.
We should slap some sense into this man.
As I said, the first time I've ever read a story where I don't like the main character, and I kind of love that.
What? He's stupid. Like
The Stitch has his name on it.
went to bed with you the other day, and you wouldn't even kiss her.
I thought I wouldn't be able to
Come
fall
on.
asleep quickly, was sure the dark thoughts wouldn't retreat easily, but the slumber I desired came almost immediately.
At least one night he will sleep.
Sometimes a dream is just a dream. In this case,
Okay.
however, it was a diseased retrospective of recent events. I was chasing Catherine while she was running away, yet constantly turned around smiling and waving at me and shouting something. Her words were carried away by the wind, and only her eyes shone and lips moved in silent labor.
Nikokun!
I started to hear behind me.
Nikokun!
The voice was becoming ever clearer. Himitsu was chasing me.
Oh.
She didn't look angry, but rather sad and wary. Where was I running to? In a dream, you move easily, effortlessly, floating, immediately gaining unprecedented speed without getting strained or tired. As if standing on an escalator as it rushes ahead. It takes you up, brings you down, depending on the point of view.
Okay.
I opened my eyes and immediately realized it was early in the morning. This
What?
happens sometimes. You don't need to glance at the clock to look outside. Your own body gives a signal that it has yet to fully recover. The heavy head, the puppy eyes, the dry horrors. I knew these symptoms all too well. Yeah, dude, that I actually understand completely.
True.
Except I haven't, and I don't drink, so that, yeah, I understand completely this
Yeah.
feeling. I got the feeling that sleeping the rest of the time I had left wasn't the best idea. See, I had this feeling this morning because of you. I'm
So
gonna
you
poke you
sleeping?
because of you. It was your fault. Okay, I'm done poking Cinder. The Catherine from the dream seemed to have stopped, and I finally managed to hear what she was shouting.
We should have met at all. Have a bet at all. Have met. Ah
On
no,
the
not
other
at all.
side, the KGB, the Japanese, the project, Kobayashi Corporation, and my parents' death. If it all that hadn't happened, Catherine would have still remained in my life.
No, I
Moreover,
think
she
not.
would have remained even had she not returned to Japan. If
Ah,
not in my life, then in my heart. If not in my heart, then in the neurons of my brain and internal glands. The
eh,
mechanisms of romantic love might be of interest to outside observer, a scientist looking at the problem as a matter of human psychology. But a man sick with smallpox would be more interested in how he managed to catch it so late in the 20th century than his pathomechanisms.
oh jeez.
He is deep thinking this morning. A cup of hot tea
Yeah.
woke me up. I seem to recall that this packet hadn't been here before. Yeah, yeah, good idea, Bill.
Cake. We need that.
Oh, could Himitsu have bought it? Himitsu. She was about to come to wake me up. How surprised she would be to see. Except I didn't want her to see me at all. Not today.
Why?
Not right now. Perhaps yesterday had gone a bit better than I could have expected. Perhaps I had reason to hope that my life would get better, at least in some respects. But now I'd woken up and it started all over again. She can't see me like this. He doesn't want her to see that she is, that he is depressed over Catherine because he loves Himitsu.
Oh,
He's
true.
got to separate himself from Catherine. He doesn't know how because he actually does love Himitsu. But
What
like people
you
say, the
love
first the first love is hard to get over, and when the first love is right there in your face every day, I can see his problem here. The best thing he could do is actually talk to Himitsu about it, but he's an idiot. I was
uh,
also positive she would
he's
realize
not doing it.
everything
If he's
right
not
away.
going to say that he talks with Catherine, will be saying that he's dying after her. I
Yeah,
don't think so.
I felt naked, my feelings exposed, defenseless before the outside world. And so I ran. I left the
Dustin, one
house.
thing,
Yes.
sorry.
Go ahead.
If you continue to click the arrow, it will go fast forward. If you click under the text, it will go normally. You see that the text, the screen goes strangely because you're doing
Yes.
fast forward.
Okay. And congrats, Hellgamer, for being number 2.
Hello.
I left the house and simply walked wherever my feet would take me. Welcome to story time. My pace wasn't particularly fast, but not slow either. I watched the road and the traffic lights, even avoided running into people. I don't know, I bet you he's still tailed. You know?
Yeah.
Oops.
Oop, what happened?
I hit the wrong
Ah, okay.
button. My bad.
No, don't worry. Can happen.
It happens.
Yeah.
Because my foot slipped. I got a blanket on my feet and it's blocking my foot pedals, so I gotta fix that quick.
Oh.
There's a saying, first the worst, second the best. Just kidding. Looking forward to about amazing content. It's been a while. I'm glad you're here.
Welcome back.
Maybe in the dream where I was chasing Catherine. Chasing with full understanding that I would never catch her. Life can be a strange thing.
Yep.
Katya lived just a couple kilometers away from here. I could just go and ring her doorbell.
Don't!
Even if it's still too early and she was asleep. This guy is an idiot. Can he get run over by a bus? No.
Don't, idiot. Worst.
Yeah, exactly, right? I could scale the fire escape and climb into her window. Okay, this guy is really doing stalker vibes here. Bad main character. Bad. And then I could tell her everything I wanted to say. With beautiful words, elegant phrases, generally, passionately. and she would listen to me and understand. No, she would call you a
No,
stalker and kick you out. Understand. Yeah, Bonk's the main character,
no, my name
exactly.
Karen.
This is
Right,
why, if
right.
for those of you that are subscribed, there's a Cinder Bonk. This is the perfect time to use that in chat. Let's just bonk the guy.
Oh, how do I do it? Like bonk.
Have
I
you seen?
tried.
Let me see. I'll grab the emote for you. Let's see.
Where's
Where's
the
the Cinder
bonk?
Bonk? Where's the bonk? I know that it's here. Did we get rid of it? There it is. No, it's right there. Let's bonk the main character. Bonk bonk.
Ah, this one is the bonk. I thought I was like, oh, it's like
Yep.
threatening to
Time
bonk.
for Angry Cinder. There we go. What the hell? Why should I feel guilty about her? Good job, Brain Pan. I whispered quietly. Or so I thought. So anytime you get mad at the main character, just cinder bonk him.
Yeah.
Old woman. Oh,
You'll be fine before the wedding.
obviously not talking to me. We don't have an exclamation point bonk, so sadly, we just have the emote. I don't. It
Yeah,
might be
I
a
thought
It might be a subscriber only. If it is, I am sorry.
Yeah.
Came a snide comment from the same old lady. She deftly slipped under my arm. Okay. I stumbled away, startled, and picked up my pace.
The old woman become his son. What?
That was weird, but he ran. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Hell's Gamer. It's one of the perks for being a subscriber. Now you can send the man minor inconveniences like his socks never quite being dry. Ooh, that's even better than a bonk. This park though is gorgeous. Look at the artwork for this. I would love this. It'd been a while since I last came here. I used to go here with Katya. She used to say this was the only place in the city where we could be alone. Or maybe she didn't, and I just assumed that's what she thought. Catherine never liked to publicly show her feelings. Sometimes it even seemed like she was embarrassed that someone would see us together.
Because she knew. I bet she knew.
The park itself was more or less a classical Japanese garden. I always thought that in a way nature was the same everywhere. Sure, Earth had different climates. Some trees would grow on one continent, but completely refuse to take root on another. But in general, it was the same vegetation, same soil, the same murmuring streams. Oh, he's a fool. It's not. There's a leap in chat if you want it.
Yeah.
Maybe that was because we rarely perceived nature as something discreet. I know the park looks like heaven for photo shoots. It so does. For me, it would just, I want to go sit, like under the bridge in the shade and just watch the fish. I love it.
Yeah.
I miss nature so much, but we have over 4 feet of snow, and I don't have snowshoes, so I can't go through the park right now. If anyone wants to get me something special, get me some snowshoes. I want to go walking again. And we're getting another foot of snow tonight, Val. So we're gonna have 5 feet of snow out there.
Oh my! I want snow.
I know. I need snowshoes.
We had ice, not snow. That's more inconvenient.
Oh, we had ice first. We had ice yesterday. Now we're getting 18 inches of snow on top of the ice, and then another snowstorm is hitting on Sunday. It's insane.
We only had the ice. I want some snow.
Take mine. Take mine.
2 to 3 years.
That's a full frame. It is. Basically, by the time we're done by Monday, the snow will be taller than me, and I need snowshoes to go walking in the park. I really, really do.
Yeah, that's beautiful park. I love that.
Because if I had snowshoes, I could go and show you guys what it's like in winter at my favorite park. Because no one can go there because the snow is so deep, and I could actually show you the frozen, river and all this stuff. But
yeah,
I don't have it, so I'm stuck home. I haven't been outside for a walk, and I can't remember because no one's got the sidewalks under control, and I could fall. Anyway, we may often think about the age of a particular tree, but no one counts the blades of grass in a meadow or the grains of sand at a beach. Neither is a plucked flower perceived by us the end of separate biological entity. It's just a process. It will wither, rot, and turn into something new. I walked into our favorite gazebo and sat down on a bench. Rare yellow leaves floated in froth on the small lake. Here in the forest, you could say the arrival of autumn was as apparent, even though the temperature was a couple degrees lower than in the city. I probably still wasn't used to summer-like warmth in the middle of September. What was the weather then, I wondered? It had been 2 years. It's a whole
Oh
Azitol.
my.
That's too much snow. It is too much snow. I agree completely with you. 2 years. Is that a lot for plants? No, it's not a lot for plants. What
Yeah,
about...
technically,
Well, actually some plants.
considered.
Like my plant Arnold, lifespan of a bird's nest palm is supposed to be 5 years. He's going 7
Yeah.
years, though. He's ignoring that lifespan thing.
Ooh,
What
that's
about
good.
century-old oaks? What about me? I sank into my memories. Himitsu
No,
is going to be
don't.
so
Please, man.
worried.
Don't. Who is that?
My first summer in high school had ended. To be honest, I no longer remember what I felt, though. I strive for all the time. Only that I was simpler, more naive. It was a normal school day. Okay, so summer's over, he's back to school. Fundamentally, our
Okay.
high school differed from us, and middle counterpart only in name was located on the same grounds. I knew many of the
Okay.
students. We'd been in the same class before.
Oh.
Here we go. Besides, my good, chubby friend Keisuke was sitting next to me. Don't you think it's weird we've ended up in the same class however many times now?
Are you implying that it's not a coincidence?
Made one of those grins that practically screamed, "Come on, ask me what I mean." I'm just stating a fact. Because if I thought you arranged it somehow, I'd start to feel weird, scared even.
Why me exactly?
This could it be? He huffily mumbled something in response. One sec, my lips are chapped. I gotta get some Dr. Pepper on them.
Wait, what do you mean by the fact that the drink?
Yeah, Dr. Pepper. It's lip gloss.
Ah, it's a lip balm.
It was my Christmas
Oh,
present,
you
and
put actually a Dr. Pepper, the liquid.
yeah, it was a Christmas present. 'Cause people know I like Dr. Pepper so much, so they gave me that, and it actually tastes like Dr. Pepper, and it works really well on my lips.
Ooh, that's actually good.
He huffily mumbled something in response. I think we got a nice class here. I looked around the classroom, but my eyes didn't linger on anyone in particular. Probably because I didn't have any particular ties to any of them.
What do you think about?
Oh, you have mug root beer lip balm somewhere? Nice. He moved closer to me and whispered, "The girls."
The girls?
Kayasaki
The
still wants a
girls?
girlfriend. Well, I don't really
Yeah.
know.
Searching for years, man.
I'd lie if I say I didn't think about it. Any normal guy my age does.
Yeah.
But thoughts were where it ended. It was hard for me to even imagine myself next to someone other than Himitsu. Even though I didn't think about her that way either. Oh my god, this guy.
Why, stupid. If you were to rank them, could the gate in first place?
Oh, now
That's
that's
what
insulting.
you
You don't
do.
rank girls. Bad, Kaisaki.
Yeah, bad Kyosuke.
Ratings are your thing. Piss off. Good, Nikolai. I cracked
Good.
back in good nature.
You're obviously hiding something. Let's
Why
go
would I be
Kaisuke.
hiding something?
Fine, I'll start then. What do you think about?
Raised his finger and started running around the classroom as if choosing a toy in a shop's window. Yeah, I think all of us want to jump this. You're totally right.
Winter sun? Let's say winter. Ah, because
Oh
he's
yeah, see, he
winter.
likes her, the class president. Oh no, that's Catherine. Sorry. Catherine's in his class again? Catherine was sitting behind the front desk, her back turned to us. Oh, so she's in the front row this time. Her long hair looked so smoothly that it resembled a frozen waterfall. Although coldness was also inherent in her character. At least that's how it seemed to me. I don't really know. I absolutely didn't know. If I were to answer a question seriously, which I never could, Catherine Winters would be at the top of my list.
You're a sucker for her. Why? You're both fond of her. What that means? What?
It's like the last word in English because I read it in some sci-fi novel and simply didn't know how to say it in Japanese. Apparently, the vocabulary of the heroes in Kayasaki's manga were a bit poorer. I'm
Hello?
calling you a dickweed. Yes!
Do you realize your reaction is a little suspicious?
Fine. What do you
Rate her out of 10. That's not good, Keisuke.
Oh Say 7.
Solo?
He flung his arms up disappointedly. What? Should I give a 10 to each and every one of them? Having a top score wouldn't mean shit then. We're not in the first grade where everyone gets A in art class.
Actually, I didn't get any A's. What?
Not to get an A in art class when you're little. That's a surprise. You're a different story. I'm talking about normal people. Ooh, Nikolai. Ooh, that hurts.
Oh, that's a bird. Oh, is that so? Should I pass your score over to Victor's window then?
Yeah, definitely cinder bonk this man. He stood up from the chair theatrically slowly. What are you doing? Calm down and sit. Of course, I didn't believe that Kaisuke really intended to do that. First and foremost, I didn't believe he had the courage.
Scared, are you?
I'm really not. Just why?
Let's call it putting your personal life in order, otherwise you'll be alone forever. Look, man.
Dude, how does this guy not know?
Alone.
Look who's talking. Also, did you think to ask for her opinion first?
Well, you are quite the guy. The cock of the walk. That. Wait. What
Remember, this is set in 1987, so a lot of it's going to be chauvinistic. Because when I was growing up, this is how people were. I'm glad we moved past that.
No, that's the thing. That what that phrase mean?
Oh, a cock is a rooster. A cock is a rooster. You know what a rooster is, right?
Yeah.
So when a rooster is out strutting its stuff for the hens, pretty much is what he's saying. Cock of the walk.
Ah, okay. Okay, good. Now I understand. Okay.
He grinned and finally sat back down. When you're the one saying that, it just sounds wrong. We laughed together. Class is over. The lessons ended and I was on my way home with Himitsu. I couldn't get Kayasaki's classmate ranking out of my head. Or at least the rank of one classmate, Catherine Winters. I had paid attention to her before. Maybe it actually was because she wasn't Japanese, but more likely because she was beautiful, elegant, clever, and possessed a kind of mysterious charm. At the time, I didn't realize that she was something more mature and feminine than other girls. And in some sense, Kayasaki was right. I was hiding, even if just for myself, that I liked Catherine. Which is quite easy to do if you don't think about a girl in the concept of a relationship. We talk about the beauty of actresses on TV screens, but few people actually fall in love with them. Where's TJ right now?
Well,
on a point.
There are some who create.
There are some that do. In another matter, when the actress is your classmate, that makes her way more human in a sense, and also available. Not just a 2D picture, but a real girl you can at least at the very least talk to. Oh, Nikolai's gonna ask him a question. Listen, do you like anyone in your class? Oh my god, Nikolai, she likes you. Okay, you're a moron. I asked Himitsu, continuing the flow of my thoughts aloud. But to her, this question was completely unexpected.
Like? What do you mean?
Well, any of the guys.
Why do you ask me for that?
Just talk with Kayosuke over break. New class, new school, you know?
So, do you like someone?
At the time, I didn't even think about Himitsu's feelings. Didn't think the conversation might be unpleasant for her. Was just talking about a normal school day with a friend. I don't know. I grinned stupidly, scratching the back of my head, and turned back to hide my embarrassment.
Nico-kun.
Himitsu said angrily.
You wouldn't have brought this up for no reason.
Alright, my bad. There may be a certain American. Yeah, Wolfie's like, this man needs a solid slap. Don't condone violence, but this fucker deserves it. I know, right?
Yeah, he deserved it. Like, as a lap with the rings on. It was damage. American, huh?
Himitsu drawled.
Is she pretty?
Himitsu knows who it is. What do you think?
Yeah. There is one American. Well, he's certainly not going to like you.
Get him, Himitsu. And why is that? I asked with indignation.
Because you're lazy, rude, and sensitive. Also sloppy and crafty. Imagine if you saw what goes in your room. Lol.
At him. He means to say this all in good nature, but her words still got me. Why,
Uh,
thank you for the compliments.
but that's the truth. You can't be offended by the truth. Lol.
Truth? Yeah, right.
But
I
here's a
grumbled.
reason.
Yes, the roasting's very well deserved.
Yeah. In all seriousness, though,
Yusha said a little later, her voice now completely different.
what do you think about that girl?
Think anything yet.
So you're just gonna watch from a distance and do nothing?
Oh.
No? That's not right. I think if you like someone, you should tell them.
Okay. Kimutsu doesn't do that with him, so why should he do that, huh? Yes. Would you?
Me? We're talking about you right now.
Maybe I will.
Ooh.
The time passed, and it became obvious that I had to do something. I thought of Catherine
And I
more and more
think,
often. The thoughts were starting to become frankly obtrusive. But at first, even approaching her seemed like an impossible task to me, so inaccessible she appeared. Besides,
uh,
Catherine barely talked to her other classmates either. At first, I thought it was just due to her personality, but sometimes things would get simply ridiculous. One time working in a pair, she went an entire lesson without saying a word.
parachute?
Yeah, when you pair off with another classmate to make like a project.
Ah, okay, okay.
Ads will be in 5 minutes. If you're not a subscriber, they're only 3 minutes long. You can get a snack or something, and then we keep going. Oh, Belle, are we 2 or 3 hours today? I forgot to ask.
I can stay for 3.
And Wolfie and Purple says, "I swear this game was made specifically so people could hate on the main character. This man either needs a massive character arc or slapped." Exactly.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I,
it does.
it's definitely intriguing to see what's going to happen to him.
Yep.
But still silently, and she ended up with an F. Of course she did. It would be one thing if that was all there was to it, but it was an English lesson. It was hard to doubt Catherine's knowledge of it, but a school is a social institution where both the result and the method matter. You could solve math problems with a calculator, but you wouldn't get an A for it. In the end, Katya turned up her nose and left class. I felt like it was my chance. Complaining about terrible stomachache to the teacher went after her. Oh, here we go. There she is.
Ooh.
Giving an F to a native is messed up. That's exactly why I don't take Russian. I caught up to her on the staircase, awkwardly tried to start a conversation. Catherine just gave me a look of distrust and said,
Yeah.
her Japanese grades weren't exactly amazing either, to say the least. And thus, finally, I found Catherine Winter's weak spot. At lunch, I approached her, smiled, and started speaking Japanese as legibly as I could manage. Yeah, the cinder alarm needs to chill. You are so right, TJ.
Yeah.
Look at him now. He's sleeping totally fine.
Hi, TJ.
Hi, sorry for saying this out of the blue, but I noticed you were having a hard time with Japanese. Mind if I help? My name's Nikolai, by the way.
By the way.
She raised her surprised eyes at me and answered coldly.
Thank you, but I'm fine.
I mean, I understand that's really stressful to end up in a foreign country and new school, too. I've just been living in Japan for a while now. Oh, you
I'm
saw my post
fine.
on TikTok?
Hello.
She interrupted me in the same tone. You know, the language matters the most. The faster you learn it, the faster you'll adapt. Catherine's look robbed me of all resolve to continue.
Oh.
Not.
Hello.
So that's what's going on. She doesn't want to be in Japan. From the first moment of our acquaintance, Miss Winters made it clear that she only saw me as yet another annoying classmate. She wasn't any good at making friends, and I wondered more and more often if her lack of Japanese skills really was the reason for it. However, besides disappointment, I was overflowing with enthusiasm, a desire to get my way at all costs. One day in the canteen, I unceremoniously sat across from Catherine without an invitation. Bon appetit! She didn't respond and even seemed to pretend I wasn't there. Don't worry about whatever's going over there, Cinder. You're just being on cat cam. Stop. You stop. No, no, don't leave me. Fine, cat cam's off. Somebody's moving
No.
around in the kitchen. He's got to see what it is.
Oh,
I just want to say I know we got off on the wrong foot. My bad. I shouldn't have imposed myself.
it's not your fault.
Catherine immediately switched to English.
I just don't need help with Japanese. My knowledge is quite sufficient to survive the next 3 years here.
Do you really hate it here that much?
Uh,
I responded in English as well in anticipation of her reaction. Rob talking about disgusting math, yeah. Catherine didn't even bat an eye.
How do I put it?
Just your that's actually being on time today. Cool. Seems like I had been reading too much of Kayasaki's manga. Why did I even think she thought that? I didn't know English. In any case, now she was much friendlier than the first time. At least by her standards. You know, at first I was really afraid of this new country. Everything was so big. Although I had it easier, of course, being a child and all. Continuing to demonstrate her utter lack of interest, Catherine finally joined the conversation.
How old were you?
7. Can you imagine? I said enthusiastically.
I can. I was 7 once too.
No. So what brought you here to Japan, I mean, not the canteen?
My mom is a diplomat.
Oh, really? My parents are engineers. They work for Kobayashi Corporation. Heard of it?
Hey, I have.
Catherine kept poking her fork into something that probably used to be beef roast.
So you're from the Soviet Union, one?
Yes, ma'am. Nikolai Anakin at your service.
Our countries don't have the best relationship. How would you be able to?
She smiled if barely. Well, politics aren't my strong suit, but I don't think the common people should suffer because of the decisions of a bunch of idiots in power. Exactly. I immediately realized it was correct to say in power, but Catherine didn't give me a chance to correct myself.
That is very shallow understanding of politics, Nikolai.
I didn't say it's not my strong suit.
So you advocate for the world peace and friendship among all peoples?
That'd be better, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. You? I guess.
What about you then?
And I are stuck.
Yes, you see Cinder.
Yeah, it's back.
Why are we even talking about politics? I laughed. You started it.
Started it. That's right.
Now you can see the magic of the stream. 2 hands petting a cat, yet still the screen moves on.
Wow.
No, I didn't. You said that our countries don't have the best relationship.
Well, let's say so. That was nice talking to you.
Catherine stood up, took her tray, and left.
I can see your arm. Okay. No.
Not that I was going to stop her. This route had clearly been lost. Several more days passed, and I was waiting for Catherine at the school gates to go home together. Yeah, right. Next to be offered to carry her backpack. Probably still hadn't realized at the time, but my attempts to get close to her were transforming into a sort of competition between the two of us. Oh, hey. Going home? Me too.
Oh, look at that. What a coincidence.
The only result of my actions so far was the fact that she started to show more emotions.
Well,
You're making it hard to keep on cat. You keep moving. Most of which more or less fit under the definition of the word sarcasm. Are you taking the subway?
yes, and for some reason I feel so angry.
Yeah, I could go on foot, but since we got ourselves this coincidence.
I don't mind at all. Don't get me wrong.
I would never, God forbid. In silence, pretended to harbor a grudge against Catherine. She wasn't one to start conversation. Or so it seemed to me.
Your English is pretty good.
Read a lot.
What do you read? Manga.
Science fiction mostly. Sheckley, Clark, Simkin, Highland.
Hey.
Are we coming up here now?
I don't
Hi.
like science
Okay, I can't see to
fiction.
read now. You are blocking completely. What is this? Kisses? Thank you for the lurk, Caroline.
Thank you.
Fluffy said, Purple says, I'm going to prepare more inconveniences for him. This feels like cheating to a certain degree. Is he remembering? Because it sounds like he's remembering. You know, how he introduced himself and they're learning about each other. I think
Yeah,
this is,
he is.
I think this is
It's like
how they met.
Because I think he's on the third.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
Caroline. Exactly. Welcome back for those of you that were not subscribers and had to put up with the ads. Thank you for staying. And there we go. Well, girls rarely do.
Do you know him?
Yeah, this is definitely how they met. A couple.
Yeah.
Tab surf and lurk all you want and enjoy being in Maine. 2 for 1.
I see.
From that moment on, my presence no longer interests her.
Cool.
What books do you like?
Books? What do you say? Oh, cards.
My patience ran out. Listen, maybe you should stop acting like this.
What do I have to do exactly?
Catherine even stopped. You know full well that I like you, then why all this? If you said no right away, we wouldn't need to put on this act.
You like me?
That's when I grew embarrassed. Isn't that obvious?
Not to a girl. You say you have a lot of experience with that?
I said nothing like that. And anyway,
So you want to date me?
this is definitely how they first
Really,
met.
that's how it goes.
Well, yeah, that's a given.
All right.
All right, what? I asked, dumbfounded. Yeah, he was an idiot even back then.
Let's date.
Just like that.
Yeah. Did you say that? Did you say that I shouldn't say no right away? I should say yes. That's good.
Catherine gives me with a genuine smile. Well, okay then. I almost asked, what should we do now?
By the way, we're here.
And indeed, the station showed up from behind the corner.
You must have a lot to think about. Since you don't live far from here. See you tomorrow then, boyfriend.
That's how they met and got together. Catherine flashed an
Yeah.
even cuter smile with me standing in complete stupor. I'm looking forward to noon. I get to have your noodles then. Nice. We have to go grocery shopping, so it's gonna be a while.
Oh,
Yes, we
yeah.
have to go grocery shopping, but Rob doesn't get off work till 2:30, so I'm probably not
Ah,
getting
okay.
lunch. Today, I know this kind of behavior was at least somewhat normal for her, but at the time I was so shocked I didn't even feel particular joy. Maybe I feel something
Fine.
similar if a 100-kilogram piece of concrete fell on the ground a meter away from me. It's nice that I didn't fall on my head, but the following days were each one better than the other. I grew closer with
Hmm.
Catherine, and even though I didn't quite understand why she was like that, she became less arrogant.
Hmm.
No, you can't stand like that on cat cam. I can't do it. You've got to back up.
Look at him, so cute.
Okay, nobody wants to see to the top of your head. What kind? This is the worst cat cam. Can you lay down?
No, no, I like his head.
You like the top
I
of his
can
head?
see
Is he just? I mean, how close to cat? Here, let me see if I can get him to look up.
him.
He's interested. Nope, can't get him to look up. Sorry, if you guys can't, just get the top of his head. Enjoy.
Cinder is
Cinder is
broken.
broken. One day we're sitting in a park embracing each other. America doesn't have
America
parks like
doesn't
this one.
have parts
Oh,
like
sorry.
this one.
He's laying down. There we go.
Oh,
Cinder's like,
okay.
there we go. That's better. Really? Seems like
It's
a pretty
becoming
normal
a
park
law.
to me. No, not normal
No,
at
not
all.
normal
Wait,
at
wait.
all. It's
She
just
say
so
America doesn't
quiet.
have this? She is lying through her teeth. We have better parks than this.
No, maybe in the past.
No, even
And
then,
we
she
have
might be from a
an
city that doesn't
air
have
which
one, though.
follow specific rules for the type of garden.
Yeah.
Maybe in America,
Well, at
no.
least there's something in Japan that you like. Catherine's laugh was barely audible. By the way, do you know that in Russian you'd be called Katya? Katya? Sounds
Katya?
weird.
Sounds weird.
Wait, how's Katya weird? I think it's cute.
No way.
You don't like it?
You'd be called Nick in America.
True.
Oh.
Call me Nick. She didn't respond, only sank deeper into my shoulder.
We'll leave this place, right? Later, when we finish school.
Couldn't say the prospect made me too happy. It seemed that my psyche wouldn't withstand another big relocation.
For America or somewhere else?
So she really, back then even, she didn't like Japan. So she's never liked Japan.
No, never.
For the USSR?
I don't know.
We need to get married first.
Why is that?
They won't give me a visa otherwise.
True. Mom works at the embassy. We can come up with something.
Back in the 80s, that actually is true. The embassy could. Now, that is not how that works. Immigration is very difficult.
Yeah.
Do you think she'd be happy that instead of going to college, her daughter...
Who said instead?
Katya asked with indignation. Well, we need to live on something.
You'll go to work then. You don't want to study anymore either way.
Sir, yes, sir. He laughed again.
Do you really want to do all of that with me? Eesh.
That should surprise me. I looked at her, but Catherine lowered her head. Of course, wouldn't be here otherwise.
Here, in this park? In Japan.
On this earth, Kayasaki invites me to the Yamato crew all the time.
You have weird friends, and you're also weird, but you're good together with him.
My friends are totally normal. By the way, Humusu's wanted to meet you for a while now.
Your childhood friend? The half Russian one?
Oh, I forgot she's half Russian.
Yeah.
So she is a Russian plant.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I told you about her.
But the father works for the Kobayashi, though. I remember you. You must have way more in common with her.
I thought about it. I couldn't say what interested I shared. I think it means interest I shared with Himitsu. What are you hinting at?
Nothing at all.
She barely stood up from the bench and stretched her hand out to me.
There is a special offer to the bar today. Buy 2 burgers for the price of 3 and get the third one for free.
That's not free. Oh, is it? No.
No, wait,
that's not free at all.
free.
Because you're buying 2 burgers for the price of 3. That's not free at all.
That's paid.
Yeah, you're pulling my leg. I grabbed her hand and pulled her to me.
Oh, okay. Kiss? No kiss.
Catherine meeting Himitsu was inevitable, and honestly, it was surprising it didn't happen earlier. So this is how they met. You know, the school day was coming to an end. I was about to go home together with Catherine. To my place this time. We've been dating for several weeks at that point, and the initial strongest burst of passion was starting to wear off. Naturally, that didn't stop us from spending all our free time together. But that day, Himitsu met us at the gates of school. This was going to be fun.
Good. Hello.
She bowed way too low, and I hurried to introduce Catherine to her. This is Himitsu. Himitsu, this is Catherine.
Catherine-san.
She was about to bow again, but decided against it under my stern glare.
Come on, why the formalities?
Catty-chan?
Catty-chan?
Oh my god, Catty-chan? Seriously?
Catty.
Catty-chan. Is it
No,
because she...
Catty-chan.
Is it because she can't say Katya? He was just unsure. Catchy only smiled back in embarrassment, so I guess it's okay to call her Catty-chan? That's weird.
Yeah. Nico-kun, you never told me she was so tall.
Yeah, I never realized how small
Um,
Himitsu was until you put her next to...
what?
That is how I am with most of my friends. The short. Himitsu whispered to me. Never crossed my mind, to be honest.
Where do you study?
Middle school, here, it's on the same grounds. I studied there too. See, she used to get sick a lot and went to school a year later than me.
Interesting.
Catherine frowned slightly. Yeah, she always wanted to be in the same class as me, but it never worked out.
I think Mitsu can speak for herself.
That just
Like,
suddenly
she has
interrupted me.
point.
Yeah, she has a point. Mimo was just standing nearby, picking at the ground with the tip of her shoe. She looked even smaller now when compared to Catherine. Oh yeah, sorry. The awkwardness soured the meeting of the two of the most important girls in my life.
Uh,
How about we celebrate your acquaintance then?
Nico could.
Musa said, still in a whisper, but now with reproach.
Why? That's exactly a good idea. Don't you like it?
Catherine asked her.
Only if there won't be any alcohol. Alcohol? Don't we usually? No.
I waved my hands in denial.
Received and understood. Thank you for the information. I didn't. How much more am I going to learn about your boyfriend?
She asked in English. Himitsu wasn't that good at the language, and this time Catherine was actually trying to hide the meaning of her words from others. Okay, it happened once or twice. She's just worried about me.
Worried, huh?
Gotcha immediately shifted her gaze to Himitsu.
In any case, nice to meet you. Me too. Lol.
While the three of us were walking home, I was scolding Himitsu. Why start with that again? Why say all that? Who asked you?
I didn't even say anything.
Himitsu was about to burst into tears. I should add that she
Oh
used to be even more awkward around people. You have to
God.
think before you speak. You made me out to be an alcoholic or something.
Yes, you
Anyway,
are.
I relented. Just don't do that anymore. The entire time, Catherine was watching us carefully, without a word. I was speaking quietly and wasn't sure she heard what the conversation was about exactly.
You're quite close.
We've known each other for so many years, she's like a stupid little sister to me.
No, little sister, huh? Convenient. Want me to be the older one? Then you can call me honest son. A threesome with your sister at once, that'll be something, wouldn't it? Lucky man.
She was
What?
there. She finished off her snide remark with a juicy slap on my ass. Oh my god.
My God!
Good thing Himitsu didn't notice anything, at least. Truth be told, I like Catherine's peculiar sense of humor, but sometimes it crossed all possible lines, and not only by Japanese standards. Yeah, that's definitely a bonk situation.
Both really hard.
When we reached home, Himitsu made that stupid bow again and bid us farewell.
I think I'll go. I don't want to be a mother. Come on, you're not motherless at all, right?
I look like an idiot. Even though for a moment I enjoyed Kachi's idea with the two sisters. Oh my god.
Oh,
I know,
God.
right, Purple? This story. But if you have something to do.
It has been a pleasure to meet you.
He addressed Catherine.
You've got an interesting friend. Damn it, no. Please. Oh, sorry. Not everyone could put up with someone like you for so many years.
Very true. Indeed, Catherine was right, even if she was yet to know to what extent. I suddenly returned to reality and looked around. The park was still as quiet as autumn, appropriately chilly. Okay, so that flashback was so we could see how he met her and how he met
Yeah,
Himitsu, and he's always been a jerk. We know this now.
yeah,
The clock in my
yeah.
stomach
Always,
ached
always with
together,
me.
reminding me that it was high time for lunch. Okay, okay. I was walking through the city, feeling detached from reality. Like Alice stuck in Wonderland of memories, which by comparison made all danger looming over me seem much less important. As if the
Yeah.
best had already passed, nothing could await me in the future. So what sense was there in worrying? Back to the bar.
Hey there, Kolya. Come on in. Long time no see.
The bartender seemed to be an embodiment of hospitality. Just here for lunch.
But a moment.
I was eager to talk as always, but there were more visitors than usual, and I had to get back to work after bringing me my order. I was eating the ramen with gusto and noted once again that all was no worse than a real Japanese ramen shop. Despite all the bartender's peculiarities, you couldn't deny that he knew his trade. He just had to remove that irritating bell over the door. Purple says he's been deserving of minor inconvenience like the remote battery's dying right as he goes to change the channel. Yeah, yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Its sound doesn't annoy me. It seemed to make my nerves themselves strain and tighten like string. Meanwhile, someone I've never expected to see entered the bar. It was Saya-chan with her classmates. She looked around, choosing a table, noticing me whisper something to her girlfriends, and headed towards me with clear determination.
Oh. Eh,
What are you doing here?
That's what I should be asking you. Actually, son. She's the teacher. I. eh,
She's No, she's the one he went to ask a question one time and was rude as hell to.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
She sat across from me, quite unceremoniously looked me right in the eye. Ooh, not me. I just dropped by for lunch. This place is wonderful ramen, by the way. My recommendation. Her presence was making me uncomfortable. I didn't even really know why. Perhaps because of all the memories. Catherine was right about Himitsu at the time, and apparently I started to feel ashamed again. And so Saya was only making things worse.
Are you wearing a school today?
Been an eye on me? Flattered.
Don't play down.
You're also out early, judging by the time.
Our class are already over for your interest.
Raised my eyebrows. Naturally, I wasn't interested at all.
Imitsu was worried about you and went home. I think she's the teacher though because of
No,
the
she said
information she has.
she said with her no, this is Saya's friend. Remember, he went to the classroom
Ah,
to ask Saya questions. It was quite rude.
okay, okay, okay.
Why'd she worry about me? Here I am. Yes,
Anakin-san.
Saya was the one who told him that he should leave Himitsu alone. Just call me Nick, I told you. For some reason, coming from her in particular, these formalities were especially sickening.
Anakin-san, you know what I'm talking about.
Don't, even if I did, I don't think it's any of your business.
Worrying about a friend is very much my business.
Didn't object. In any case, you don't know all the details of our relationship.
I don't see what details can matter when the relationship hurts one of the
Friend is...
parties.
This is a good friend. Good
True.
friend. I bit my lip and turned away, not even trying to hide my irritation.
And now there is the foreign girls too.
Got her. I immediately looked back to Saya and grit my teeth, but she remained calm.
Her return was quite timely. Now your life has not have left for Mitsu.
Calling him out. Some of these bottles don't look like they taste good. It was probably alcohol, but the colors look tasty. Yeah. Oh no, this is all alcohol. If you take a look at it, it's not drawn. It's actually real bottles.
Yeah, there is kind of a filter who seems like a drawing, but it's not. Most a manga use that.
Yep. That's all real stuff you can get in Japan. Alcohol. Don't you do it. You're too young. Now that is definitely none of your business.
but you're not denying it.
In this argument with you.
So don't need to argue with me. Think about Ritsu.
I do, okay? I do. I almost add it all the time. Third over on the bottom shelf looks the best. Stop
Third
perusing
on
the
the
alcohol. You're too
bottom.
young. Bad. What do you even
No.
know? I let out a sigh and threw a greedy glance at the alcohol stand.
2 o'clock is the perfect time.
Saya smirked. Turns out she was also quite attentive. Sure, I knew it in my head that there was a fair bit of truth to her words, but I just couldn't agree. If only for my own sake. Listening to you make my ears bleed. A shot would make it at least bearable.
You're hopeless.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's exactly why
I
Himitsu
have
likes me.
a
Ever thought of that?
collection.
Oh, he's
In
being
fact, I
bad.
have a collection of pretty bottles. Never drunk them. So you know it keep acting like that?
Facts, I'm joking.
There are things you can't joke about.
She's not
Agree.
being a prude.
Ew. Or having much of a conscience.
I like her. She isn't just
Yeah.
saying what he needs to hear.
He's telling her. He's
Yeah.
telling me.
Seriously, what do you want me to say?
Why do you act like that? That's a good point. Oh,
Okay, maybe we can make him nicer and do I'm going through a rough patch in life. How's that?
yeah. We're just around.
And so is Sumitsu. We've known each other since childhood, you know. We have a kind of, how do you say it, connection between us. 10 years, it's no
Yeah.
joke. Half our lives, more a year. Maybe you want the best for her, but it's not that simple.
Yeah. What's so difficult about her life? Don't you think you're the one making it difficult? She has a point.
I understand that one, Purple.
Fickle.
I actually once I miss it. One of my friends had a purple bottle that of an alcohol that I took and used as a vase, but that was before I ran away from my bad home that I was in.
No.
So I don't have the purple bottle of alcohol, and I have no idea what it was to get it. I like using bottles as vases.
Yeah, look,
It's a
they're
relationship.
good. Why not?
Things happen.
Relationship.
He smirked.
Okay.
That's an interesting choice of words, Anakin-san. All right. Although, all right. Oh, so this is you. Sorry. Mild wrong.
It was me all along. No, that was an interesting choice of word, and I can sound. Although, all right, I won't bother you. Ew.
Stood up and headed to her girlfriend's. In reality, Saya hadn't said anything new, and there wasn't any reason to be upset with her. Mostly I was angry with myself. The girl had hit a sore spot. With great precision, I must say. Meanwhile, Himitsu's classmates weren't in a hurry to leave. Having finished their milk cocktails and ice cream, they kept sitting there, chatting about casual stuff. What a milk cocktail is.
Mm.
I was throwing rare, annoyed glances at them, but Saya was making a point to ignore me. To be honest, simply found it hard to get up and walk past them to the exit. That would seemingly mean acknowledging my defeat and fleeing the battlefield. It was silly, but I kept sitting there to the bitter end, having chewed through even the chopsticks. He ate the
Oh my!
chopsticks? What?
No, it's like when you like bite it so much
Oh,
that
I
it gets
see.
dented. It's quite impossible to eat a chopstick.
I gotcha.
Because some
Like people do
places
with
don't even
pencils.
use wood, they use bamboo or even steel.
It's
So
like,
it's kind of difficult to buy them.
gotcha. Finally, the merry band got up from the table and prepared to leave. Saya shot me a farewell look, screwing her face with a snide glance. She had to be thinking she won.
Geez, Kolya, what was that?
The bartender appeared next to me at once. If witch burning was still in fashion these days, definitely report her to the Inquisition. Ooh.
So that was?
Just a friend of Himitsu's.
Ah, I see.
He said thoughtfully and sat down beside me.
No, actually, I don't. Lol.
Maybe that's for the better. Paid my bill and left the bar. I was having a hard time getting my emotions in order after the reprimanding Saya had given me. Sometimes you understand you're wrong, can even accept your mistakes somewhere deep inside, but if someone points them out to you, you can't help but argue.
True.
Yeah.
It's kind of an ego thing.
Yep. Yeah, another crazy day was coming to an end. I got caught in the rain while on my way back home and barged in the kitchen defeated. And immediately faced Himitsu's disapproving stare.
Cool. There's probably no point asking where you've been. You could.
But not. I agreed,
Ah,
trying not to sound rude and walked past her. Gotta take a shower or I'll get sick.
come on.
A hot dinner greeted me when I left the bathroom. After everything, I could only marvel at Himitsu's patience. Not everyone could put up with someone like you for that many years. Couldn't have
True.
said it better myself.
Most
I
of
did
the
some
people
research. Most of the profiles look to
admire.
be dioxine purple and fuck. Yeah, I know. Aren't they gorgeous? But I don't know how to get one because I
If you
don't
could
drink.
send me, I would be happy.
What
Because I
kind of
would drink.
alcohol do they come in, though? That's the question. Because I need to look it up and then call all the alcohol stores so I can get my purple bottle back.
Mhm.
I probably couldn't
That
afford it. It's
face.
probably fancy, expensive alcohol I can't afford. If anyone listening actually has an empty bottle that's purple, that yeah, you can always send it to me. The mods will help you with that.
Mhm.
Sorry for disappearing
Uh,
today. I had to think.
that face is creepy. Very well.
What's well about it?
I'm glad that you have time to think.
Yeah, well, okay. By the way, I met Saya-chan at the bar today.
Really?
He was asked without much
That's good.
interest. I gotta say that she's weird. Yeah, weird. She could do without prying into other people's business.
What does she pry into?
Well, you must know better than me. I don't know what she says about me, but
Ikoku, I'm capable of making my own decisions.
she said in a
I'm
bored
taking
voice.
advice.
Of course, I didn't mean anything like that. It's just, whatever. I'm not trying to say I have to like all your friends.
That's nice.
Kept silent for a while.
So, the all those thoughts bring you any conclusion? There are anything about Catty-chan?
No, of course not. Felt like Yumitsu would pretty much explode at any mention of Catherine. I mostly wanted to check if I'm being watched.
So, are you?
Yumitsu perked up. I don't know, even if someone's watching, they're very good at it. Indeed, the Soviet intelligence agents as well as the other players hadn't shown themselves in any way the past 2 days. That wasn't much of a time frame to draw on broad conclusions, but it gave me at least some respite. Ever deeper into my personal drama. Of course, that's totally a bad idea there. From whatever reason, I couldn't bring myself to call our love triangle a melodrama. Maybe tragedy was a better word for it. Not a tragedy, no one's dead yet. I'm saying yet because this, KGB's involved.
Yeah. Why not?
I think that so far we're managing not to attract too much attention, and there's a good chance it'll stay like that.
I really hope so.
So do I. I'm really sick of this uncertainty. He must have looked at me attentively, but said nothing. By the way, the dinner was very good, thank you.
So, did you talk with me with Saya-chan? About me with Saya-chan?
Sorry, just moving cat cam a little bit.
Oh, look at me! Oh, I can't see the screen. He's so cute.
Technically, there were desks, just not within the triangle itself. True, okay, true. I know, but you know her better than I. You know everything she could tell me.
I guess. Good morning, Tato.
Sadie. Sadie, that's a word. Saturday, how are you?
Purple, his parents are dead.
Yeah, that's true. The parents are dead. I can't forget the parents are dead. That's why the KGB's there to find out why the parents died. Forgot about that part.
Yeah.
You get so wrapped up with the love story, you forget the bigger story.
Yeah. Nico could. She really isn't a bad person. Just a bit harsh sometimes, but it's not out of malice. I'm not sure.
Tensions pave the road to hell, you know. Although she'd be
Yeah.
more than a gatekeeper meeting new arrivals. She laughed, but
That
quickly caught
smile
herself
was
and
creepy
frowned.
to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Hey, that was
Yeah, the love
creepy.
story definitely makes us want to punt him. That is very true.
Yeah.
I'm serious. On the other hand, she could also get an offer for Charon's job. Would be much better than the original anyway. She entertained her passengers with grumbling along the way. Can you imagine Saya-chan in a robe? Oof.
Eh?
I pulled the tower over my head and made a face.
Nico could stop it.
She kept laughing. I jumped up from the bed, ran to her, and threw the towel over her face. You're doomed to endless suffering and hell for having overdone the tofu.
Nico could.
It's good to see them actually playing.
Yeah.
Himisu kept desperately resisting and pushed me away. I lost my balance and fell to the floor, taking her with me.
Ooh.
You dare, mortal? You have the courage to oppose the will of Hades? For a while we struggled, and soon I ended up on top of Hitsu, holding her hands firmly in mine. Which would already be quite precarious position to be in, but was also exacerbated by the fact that Hitsu's face flushed and her hair scattered on the floor.
Oh, what
We,
did that?
we fell quiet simultaneously, and she no longer laughed. In the descended silence, only the sound of our heartbeats could be heard. The tension even halted the air in my lungs.
Nico could. I want. Oh, please no.
I didn't play the fool and specify what exactly she wanted. I simply kept silent. Musa lay there unmovingly still. Whatever happened now, she wouldn't take the initiative. But as bad luck would have it, I remembered Catherine again and that day in the park 2 years ago. I couldn't do this to Himitsu. First, I had to sort out myself and my feelings toward each of them. I let go of her hands and fell to the floor next to her.
Ma, come on!
Yeah, he does need to accept some shit. Sorry.
Please. What are you apologizing for?
He immediately happily responded.
I'd like to remind you that we're go to school tomorrow.
He painfully pinched my side. Ouch. Still, I was grateful for her tactfulness. That was yet another thing to add to the others I was grateful to her for. It's war, then. I grabbed a pillow.
Pillow fight?
Yep, they had a pillow fight. Exhausted,
Okay.
we were lying on the bed resting. It was 9 o'clock.
It's so late already.
We just suddenly
How much time did
realized,
you do a pillow fight? Hours?
I guess. Wouldn't say it's particularly late.
I still need to do homework for tomorrow. They gave us a lot. And someone made me nervous today that had other things in my mind. Low.
Wonder who that might have been.
Who others? Alright, I'm leaving.
She stuck her tongue out at me and left, flashing a goodbye smile. When I was left alone, I took a deep breath and immediately felt overwhelmed. Without a prelude or preface. I could have. What am I doing? The sense of guilt was burning me from the inside. My broken heart joined the chorus, making my existence virtually unbearable. I seemed to be suffocating and burning at the same time, as if ending up in the real hell. It was absolutely impossible to remain in silence and solitude anymore. Hastily trudging through puddles, I reached the nightclub.
Why?
Because he couldn't stand being in the silence and listening to his guilty thoughts. My conscience kicked in.
Don't go to a nightclub. You're a minor.
I was sitting behind a table, densely covered with beer mugs, shots, rock glasses, drowning in clouds of cigarette smoke. He's gonna see the school president singing again, right? My thoughts were tumbling over each other. My main goal had been achieved. I managed to calm down, even if it was achieved this way by drinking myself to unconsciousness.
That's a way, but not a good one.
It's not a good one. Some band was playing on stage, but I wasn't in condition to listen properly. The rhythmic drum of the speakers was more than enough. Suddenly, an unfamiliar guy sat at my table and started to speak quickly. That was more like he was opening and closing his mouth like a fish in water. Huh?
Well,
What? I can't hear. Yeah, you should smell alcoholism. He seems like he is one.
Yeah,
I moved closer.
I'm saying it's nice to see how you pee on here.
He said in English. I didn't even notice right away that he wasn't Japanese. Ha, yeah.
Where are you from?
I live nearby.
No, I mean, from what country?
USSR. I replied after a pause. My perception of reality was significantly clouded by the alcohol, but I still didn't count on Kobayashi Corporation and KGB suddenly leaving me alone.
And I'm.
He said where he was from, but I couldn't hear and decided not to ask again.
Ed.
The guy stretched his hand out to me. Ed what?
My name is Ed. What's yours?
Nick. I shook his hand.
You come here often?
Sometimes. Guess he was slightly over 20, but all in all, Ed possessed an absolutely forgettable appearance. Ouch.
No.
Were I to be a Terrier the next day, I wouldn't be able to name any characteristics. No long hair, no big nose, no scars, no birthmarks. You say it was a very fitting appearance for a spy. Or intelligence officer, depending on your perspective.
I'm here on tour with my favorite band.
He shouted the name so loud that it even overpowered the buzzing of the guitars, but I still couldn't make it out.
They're handling today.
So he's a groupie that hangs out with a band that's headlining?
Yeah,
Really?
but
Really?
why would you go to Japan?
Because his band went to Japan, I guess. Yeah.
Like,
He seemed to be just a regular music fan rather than a spy. Down the shot of whiskey courteously offered by Ed, then another one. The guy clearly began to seem like a wonderful person. Oh my lord. The jacket's the only thing that stands out to me, mostly because I like Ed's jacket. I like Ed's jacket too. When in the 80s, I had that style, but mine was purple, and then it had where the black is. Where the white is was yellow, and where the blue is was pink. And it was all neon.
Ooh.
So
I
I
love
loved
it.
neon colors back then. Listen, Ed. I was tripping over my tongue, but drunk always understands another drunk. They're on the same page, so to say. Do you have someone, I mean a girl?
Yeah, my wife is waiting for me at home.
Wife? So serious, I see.
And you?
And me? I sighed down half a glass of beer in one go. Hell knows what's going on in my life. I may even have two. Well, I mean, not two wives, two girls. I don't know who to choose.
Why? What does your house tell you? He's in shambles. Doesn't know.
Is that that easy? That only some books. Stupid books.
Okay, let's try a different approach. Which of them seems to be the lesser evil? That's not how you go for a relationship, man.
What do you mean? I asked, startled. Ed turned out to be less drunk than me after all.
Yeah. Well, which choice you made to lose less? Which choice will have others less?
Well, if you put it that way, Catherine can live without me for sure. She's been doing all right for at least a year and a half. But Himitsu, well, I wouldn't say she'd off herself, but who knows, though?
Is that serious?
Yes, compassionately. No, it's just in the context of this discussion, you know.
For what you say, it seems like this Imitsu just depends on you.
Dependent? No way. We're not like.
It's a term of psychology. You, on the other hand, are dependent on Catherine.
I felt resentment growing inside of me.
I'm just trying to help, bro. Cool down. Better get another round. No.
What does your psychology suggest to do in my case? I asked after giving his words a bit of thought.
Getting rid of the dependency.
By getting rid of the dependency, you mean the way they usually do it in the Hollywood films? I think I should shoot Catherine. I laugh loudly. But then Himitsu would have to shoot me. In reality, there was nothing funny about that, especially in my situation. Especially considering I could actually catch a bullet at any moment.
There is a way, for example, visiting a psychologist. He has a point.
Good idea here. He really should. A psychologist, are you serious? I'm going to tell him that? Catherine's mother was involved in my parents' death, and I'm hunted by the most powerful corporation in Japan, but I can't think about anything but love, simultaneously feeling guilty about my childhood friend, who's also built a dependency on me. Hey, that's the synopsis of the entire. Anyone coming in new, that's the story synopsis. Right there.
That's the summary. That's what happened.
Oh, I couldn't say that. Might be a good idea, though. They'd send me to the madhouse right off. Definitely be safe there.
Bro, you're taking it too close to her, making a trail out of molecule.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, you never heard of that? Basically,
No.
the idea is, you know how small a molehill is? You know, a little tiny, 2-inch molehill that you see in the ground?
Yeah.
It means the problem is really that big, but instead you've made it
Yeah.
into a giant tree.
Okay. Making a problem bigger than what it is. Okay. In Italy, we say like a nerve. You take a nerve to a ribbon, like how big you make it, like the nerve of for movement. You take that and put it like make it bigger as a ribbon or something similar is the traduction. They're not difficult words.
In America, yeah, I was gonna say that purple once. Um, Val was done explaining the Italy way. Here it's
Yeah,
mountain out. We say mountain out of a molehill. It makes more sense than tree. I have
yeah.
heard tree, but we say mountain out of a molehill because it makes more sense.
I'm going to use Google Translate to have it right in translation. The nervo
Mountain
uno
out of a molehill a lot.
fatto. Okay. It says traduction. It say making a nerve into a bundle.
To a
That's
what?
a way of saying into a bundle, like taking a nerve and making it into a bundle, like
Into a
the
bad dog. Okay.
with the problem.
That is neat. Hi, Raven. Good
Yeah.
morning. All right.
Good morning,
Wait,
Raven.
no, Ed, I think you're shit-faced. His mistake entertained me a lot and distracted me from my dark thoughts.
Well, I'm still doing better than you. Yeah, you're
I guess
married.
so. You're older, although I'm trying to become a worthy marathoner. No, that's alcohol.
No,
Nikolai, don't do that.
that's not crazy. Not bad, but be careful with that. Otherwise, you might never reach the finish line. As a point.
Buying the magic bean juice, Raven? Well, me too, only I forgot the bean juice. I just put the water in.
Yeah. Nice.
We all
You
reached the finish line one way or another. Just the distance is different for everyone. Suddenly, the crowd grew silent. After some time, an intro from a famous song came out from the speakers.
Oh, here they are. Let's go to the stage. What do you mean? Go to the stage.
I did know this band, which made me even more surprised to see them at such a mediocre club. The furious energy of the music and the roaring crowd soon washed over me and made me forget about my problems. Well, I guess I'm getting breakfast. Let's see what we get.
You eat before live. I remember you.
Yeah, I did have oatmeal, but this is lunch. Okay, I don't know what this is. This is a really unique color bean.
What?
Oh,
The color?
that's chocolate ice cream. Oh,
Ooh,
that's good.
nice.
I haven't had that bean yet. That's the first time for that one. Thank you. Yeah, because we found a packet of Cold Stone ice cream, and we added and mixed it in. That was the first time I pulled one of those. You pray this man trips over nothing every time he overthinks. Thank you, Raven. When the performance was over, I even sobered up a bit, but Ed approached me immediately with a couple beer cans in his hands.
Here, try this. It's a brand new one. We brought some with us. Ooh, enough?
I took a few gulps, and that was just enough. The concert hall started to blur before my eyes.
Ooh, okay.
You know, Ed, you're a cool guy. Really cool. Pity's no such guys here. You know, if you want, we can continue at my place. An after party, so to say.
I'd like to, but I still need to help the band load their equipment.
As well. I tried to stand
He's
up,
gonna get
but
kicked
instead fell
out.
to the floor and immediately burst out laughing. Oops, I seem to be having trouble navigating. The next words Ed said to me seemed to sound from somewhere far away, like a yell of the captain of a ship passing by in the fog.
Sit here for a bit. We'll drive you home. I'm gonna
I
guess
will.
he's gonna get
Why not?
kidnapped.
I don't know if we'll get kidnapped. We'll find out.
Or the house will be ransacked.
Or something.
To
I barely
yeah.
managed to climb on the chair and started to look for booze. Oh my god, you can barely walk and you want more? Oh,
Whoa.
I like how the screen is blurred. That's cool. And of course, I
No.
found it soon.
It's bad for the
This is
eyes.
very bad. Do not do this. Anybody
Yeah.
watching the
Not
story,
trick
that
guys.
do not
Not
do what
worth
Nikolai is doing.
Yeah. Not worth it, man.
Now we're
Not worth
on
it.
September 17th, 1987.
Jeez.
Oh, deep thought
Go.
time. People say you should
Oh
love
no.
yourself. I guess it's not that simple or obvious to everyone. But I'm confident everyone can hate themselves. The only requirement is to drink a life-threatening amount of something combustible. Oh, he's gonna have a hangover of all hangovers. I woke up and lay in
Hey,
bed for some time, staring at the ceiling, struggling to understand who and where I was. I couldn't even recall how I got home yesterday. Or to be precise, this morning. My last memory was that conversation with Ed. That seemed to be after midnight? What time was it when I woke up? The hour that hand pointed straight at the Roman numeral 1. So I slept for almost
hey.
12 hours? Well, he missed school, and that means Mitsu wasn't able to wake him up either. Then why did I feel like shit? Although it was equally possible I've gotten home way later than I thought. A headache and nausea wouldn't let me stay in bed, but soon as I stood up, the whole world shifted under my feet, forcing me to lie down again.
Yeah.
Grazed my leg against a table, knocking a piece of paper off it. Nikotin, you can't drink like this. I found you in the hallway this morning and just barely dragged you to your bed. I'll drive by after school. I'm sure you won't be able to go anywhere, but even if you intend to, don't even think about it. Oh, so she found him
Oh
and put him in bed. He passed out in the hallway. Oh, that's bad.
my god.
It was written in Russian, and he was a beautiful, neat handwriting. For once, I completely agree with her. Moreover, I was going to insist on reinstituting prohibition. Good. So he's learning his lesson. He's learning his lesson, at least this time.
At what point he has to go before the election?
Half an hour in the bathroom somewhat brought me to my senses. Not really, though. I'd barely regained the ability to move more or less steadily without every motion causing my head to ache. There were tsukemono on the table. No pickle juice, sure, but anything I would immediately vomit back out was good for me. I managed to eat them without much difficulty. Wonder what that is. Tsukemono.
Let me see.
Okay. I will not read. I'll wait for you to look up Tsukemono.
Suco. Google. Okay. Allora. Sucomono. Okay, let's see. It's a plate with vegetable.
Vegetables. Okay, that's
Seems
good for him.
like to the photo seems like it's pickled cabbage, I think.
Accidentally hit that. Okay. Can I go backwards?
There
with
are
this one?
very different things, but it's like that. Oh my.
Well, sober, I realized yesterday I've been drinking way more than the Ed guy. Okay.
Okay.
While he was nursing a single beer, I would finish a couple of glasses of whiskey, maybe a few shots of tequila on top of that. Let's do 2 long beans for breakfast.
My God.
Going to the 2 goals we've got this month. The medical bill and the car bill. Let's see. I don't know what this white one is. And I think this is pomegranate.
You just lost the how much of alcoholism has the protagonist of this game. We saw the screen multicolored. So strange.
It's coconut. The purple one was pomegranate. Kinda digging the mix. The white bean was actually coconut, which I've never had. I'm finally getting beans I've never had before. That's a
good.
neat mix, actually. Yeah. I'm gonna back up for a second though, because I accidentally knocked my Care Bear on the ground. I want to pick it up.
They're considering sleeping. Oh my god.
Oh, and I knocked down
Why?
my
Don't you
Dr.
like
Pepper,
coconut?
where did my Dr. Pepper bomb go? Well, I got the
Don't you
top.
like coconut curry? It's good.
Some people don't like coconut. That's allowed. Oh, there it goes. I'll be back in a second under my desk. Because I dropped my lip balm and I dropped my Care Bear.
Oh. Oh.
What I get for playing using a game I can do completely with my foot. I play with my hands. Yeah, I actually love coconut, so for me this was a very good thing and I appreciate greatly having something that tastes good. Alright.
Yeah. Not toothpaste.
My poor Care Bear fell on the floor. He's getting a little Care Bear.
Almost 5 minutes will be having ads. And then the last hour of stream, guys. 2 hours almost passed.
Oh
Damn.
wow, really?
Yeah, we have done 1 hour and 55.
So yeah, so far today is a good bean, and I appreciate that. Hopefully you're having a good morning there, Corey. All right, back to the story. While he was nursing a single beer, I finished a couple glasses of whiskey, made a few shots of tequila on top of that. I was accelerating as if late for my train to hell. Ed, what an interesting guy. His words made me think about a number of things, but their true meaning was only coming through now. Of course, he didn't really say anything new, just describe a condition in brief, with a few accurate and hard-hitting statements. Yeah. However, even that can be enough sometimes. The facts themselves don't change, but their interpretation does. Objective and subjective levels of existence, the struggle between perception and reality. The loud ring of the doorbell pierced my brain like lightning, my headache returning at once. Who the hell's there? I said quite loudly and opened the door. Catherine was standing at the doorstep. That's a shock. What a surprise! Yeah. I was generally surprised. I think we all are.
Yeah. Is this a bad time? Yeah.
As you can see, it is. While in the bathroom, I had looked at myself in the mirror and harbored no doubt that my condition was self-evident. Not that Catherine was surprised in the first place. Looking at her, I recalled Ed's words about dependency. After all, the girl standing before me wasn't the same as 2 years ago, and she definitely wasn't the image from my dreams. Frankly speaking, I wasn't completely sure whether I loved this Catherine. At least whether I loved her strongly as before. Ah, he's getting wise finally. Didn't bring any gifts? I grinned, letting her pass to the kitchen. Wouldn't refuse a can of beer. Nikolai, you just... Oh my god.
Stop! I have something important to discuss.
Ignored my words, sat down with her legs crossed. I'm listening. She wouldn't come to my place without a reason anyway. It was clear we were going to talk about something of critical importance.
I'm talking to my mom about everything, about the phone call, you and your parents. Oh no.
Toned down his inconvenience a little, but not much. She didn't want to explain anything. Oh no, sorry. That's Catherine. Go.
She didn't want to explain everything and anything for a while, but I insisted. To cut a long story short, you don't need to worry about anything anymore. I don't trust that.
I don't trust that at all. Could you not cut the long story, as this doesn't sound very convincing, to be honest?
She used to be indirectly related to your parents' work. You know they worked on an important project, right? Yeah, we know.
I nodded, even though I hadn't known about it until a couple of days ago.
It turns out that things weren't going smoothly, and...
Catherine went silent, frowned, and looked away.
Nick, I know it might become a shock to you, but you were suspected of being a Russian spy. No.
What? My lips stretched into an idiotic smile. Even if that were the case, was that a reason to kill them? Now it was Catherine's turn to be surprised.
You know, it was an accident. It's just a question related to their work and been raised recently. Mom told me all about it.
You believed her naturally? I sighed. Now I definitely need some beer.
Yeah. Why should I believe her?
Indeed, if I took only the facts into account, her mother's story matched pretty well with Ikuji's, except that they had different narratives. He
Yeah.
was blaming the corporation for everything that had happened, while Catherine's mother was trying to cover this accident by making up culprits out of the Soviet engineers.
You don't believe me. No, you don't believe your father.
He said as a statement, not a question. I do, or more to precise, I believe that you believe it, but I have no reason to believe your mother because. Was I supposed to tell her about my conversation with Ikunes?
No.
I like that. Purple slip. Put the alcohol down. Bad main character. Bad.
Bad.
There was little chance it could put her at risk, but I still didn't want to take the chance. Think for yourself. What would you do in my place?
I don't know, but I'm sure my mom could never do anything like that. Yeah, she can, she could, and she did.
Strictly speaking, I never accused her mother of being personally involved in my parents' death. Was she involved indirectly? That was
Oh.
possible. Was she involved in the project? No doubt. But it was obvious that she hadn't been the one to issue the order. Anyway, I'm grateful that you came and told me everything.
How did I?
Catherine asked, surprised. Oh, I'm sure you know enough ways how couldn't.
Do you still take me for the devil's incarnate? Yes.
I didn't know if it was the hangover or some veil of Katya's divinity being lifted from my system. I felt more comfortable around her. Mostly likely because she was just behaving normally and trying to maintain some middle level of courtesy. I just don't have any reason to trust your mother, but I understand you and don't blame you.
Of course you don't. I agree that the situation is complicated, but you wouldn't think about it. Mother didn't say anything objectable. Of course, if you want to pick at the part of wording,
I'm used to not doing that with you. I jabbed, but Catherine seemed to pay no attention to it. What do his parents have to do with all this? They're long dead. Why should we do this? If you're so interested in him, handle it yourselves. You call that
and
nothing
as
objectionable?
I started for information,
Okay. I am remembering her words correctly. Right?
they were connected to work somehow. I've already told you.
On the other hand, if I disagreed how I was personally involved here, there was some logic to it. I could easily imagine a situation where Mrs. Winters had nothing to do with all this. But I absolutely did not want to believe that, and with good reason.
True.
Fine, I gotcha, I said dryly. Whatever the case, arguing with Catherine wouldn't be of any help to either of us.
I'm glad.
Not that she looked particularly satisfied. For a moment, I even had a thought that Katya was displeased by the fact that I was speaking to her so coldly with no mention of love till death do us part. Anything else?
No, that's all.
She stood up, smoothed her skirt, cast an appraising glance over the kitchen, and bid me farewell.
Enjoy your hangover. Well,
After seeing her out, I
actually,
felt proud of how much resilience I had shown.
the
Thank you, Ed. So it took some time to fully digest our conversation.
the alcohol, I
The
have
clock
to
read
say.
4, but Himitsu still hadn't come. Logically, she should have rushed to my place right after school. I guess I even wanted that. That marathon yesterday managed to fulfill its objective. It blended my sense of guilt and could look her in the eye with relative ease. Why not take the initiative then? I wonder if she saw Catherine leave and didn't want to go over there. A minute later, it was
Probably.
enthusiastic ringing the doorbell at Himitsu's house. However, father
Oh
answered
boy.
the door instead of her. Ooh.
Oh,
And he's got a
Nikolai, good
hangover.
afternoon.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Good afternoon, Raisaki-san. Is Himitsu home?
She went out to do some shopping.
Oh, then I'll drop by later.
It's fine, come in. You can wait here. She'll be back soon. Like back
Sorry to bother
before that.
you. I use a standard Japanese form of politeness. Perhaps that wasn't my habit, but Rin-san commanded respect by appearance alone. A
Uh,
tall, especially for Japanese, always serious, even somehow overly collected man, he didn't waste time on idle gossip. Couldn't recall ever seeing him smile.
I might run a little bit to put wood on the fire. 1 second and I'll be here, okay?
Because it is winter. Oh my goodness, there's a fuzzy cat in the background. Do you guys see the fuzzy gray cat on the little love seat or chair? It's got a fuzzy cat. I think it's the first time we've seen a pet in someone's house. Some plants. Looks like a nice place. Let's stretch. Your stretch breaker.
Sorry, the fire was dying.
Okay,
Okay,
do
so
that. Stay warm. I'm looking at the cat with its tail that every once in a while he flicks in the
look
background.
at him, so cute. But Cinder is better.
Every once in a while the little tail moves. It's neat. But
I
anyway,
see it. It's cute.
there it
How
goes.
are you doing, Nikolai?
He meets his father, asked in the same tone. I wondered if he noticed my obviously poor condition.
Yeah.
I really hope he didn't. I'm doing all right, and you? He looked at me closely. What? It wasn't an inappropriate question?
I'm
Shouldn't.
fine. I heard your mutual friends have returned to Japan country, right?
Yes, yes. Musa definitely shouldn't have told that to her father. And ad
Yeah.
break is over. Welcome back. We are in Himitsu's home
Welcome
talking to her
back.
dad because Himitsu didn't show up. And I gotta pet the
Mhm.
cat once it lays back down. And wait. Okay. Petting the
I
cat.
can see his pic.
Petting the cat.
Look at him. I'm seeing the tail move of the cat on the screen. So cute.
Cute. Oops. He said I see, but I hit twice. The awkward
Oh,
pause dragged
you can
on.
see like the what you have said.
That's why
No.
that's all he said was I see. First I was just sitting on the
Okay.
sofa keeping his eyes fixed on me, which was frankly making me feel uncomfortable. Finally the front door opened, I could hear steps coming from the hall. There she is.
I'm home.
Yusa appeared in the living room with the bags in her hands.
Nico good.
She exclaimed, but having noticed her father caught herself.
So glad you came. Wait, I won't be long.
She rushed to the kitchen to unload the bags.
I won't bother you.
Reno-san, bid his farewell. I nodded, trying not to be too courteous this time. When the door closed behind him, Himitsu virtually assaulted me.
Ikoko, will you begin to explain what was yesterday?
That's what I'm here for. I relaxed into the armchair and smiled. She clearly expected this kind of reply.
Well, that's good, of course, but
I just couldn't handle the stress. I needed to relax.
so you think drinking yourself into oblivion is not a good way to relax? Well, for some.
What?
Try not to relax so much. You won't be able to tense up again. Look,
He said in a grim voice and returned to the kitchen.
are you going to have dinner? We are going to have dinner soon.
I didn't want to and couldn't eat at all, but there was no option to refuse the invitation either.
Yeah.
Awkward dinner coming up.
When were you at school last time? Do you even remember?
Well, on Tuesday? Yeah, he does deserve the verbal assault.
Yeah, you do. Tuesday.
She grumbled and put her chopsticks away. That was the signal I didn't have to force myself anymore. Morning pickles are more than enough for me.
Nico, this is not a joke.
Nobody's laughing, like in that joke when I wanted to become a comic, everybody was laughing at me. But guess what? Now I am one, and nobody's laughing anymore. Lucy sighed and shook her head. It's just that I feel like I'm not myself these days, but over yesterday and today I've given it some thought, reevaluated my life a bit.
Successfully?
Yeah, it's too early to draw conclusions. Apparently she's still upset because she was talking a lot less than usual. How was your day?
As usual, but they always go as usual, Nico.
Perhaps I didn't ask enough about Himitsu's life, or more precisely about the part that wasn't related to me. But how could she blame me if it was always as usual for her? So nothing new at all?
Well, Sayatran told me you were rude to her yesterday.
I have expected that one. Huh? Guess she didn't notice the industrial timber complex in her own eye. Himitsu smiled.
But this time she wasn't swearing about you that much. You can be proud of yourself.
Achievement.
If you will pay more attention to other people,
Saya.
you should treat others like you want to be treated yourself, and you treat everyone terribly. Yeah,
I treat
and
you
yes,
okay.
boy. That's what you think.
We said quietly. What? Well, sorry. I had to admit our words stung. I still didn't care what this Sorry-chan and the rest of like her thought of me. I even knew perfectly well that I acted like a pig to Mitsu. But when she said it herself, I recalled Ed and his applied psychology again. Psychoanalysis at its core, the process of structuring thoughts, sorting through them so that each has its own place. Try throwing all of your stuff in one big box for years and trying to find something you need in a couple of minutes. So what are you guys preparing for the school festival? I tried to change the topic rather awkwardly.
I've already told you.
That's right, she did.
A cafe.
I really
Oh,
wanted to see Mitsu in a
so
maid
told
uniform,
them. It's
though
like
I
a
didn't
maid
say it.
cafe.
Nikolai. I'm sure the food will be delicious if you're in charge of the cooking, then definitely.
Other girls can cook too. Yeah, but also the Mitsu's cooking.
Yep, definitely, but not as well as you.
You try it when you come by.
I definitely will. Get the bonks. You can bonk. You have a sub purple. It's in the
Yeah,
emotes. You can bonk.
this one. Look, no, wait.
Oh, it's purple.
I
You'll see
click
it.
the one
You're a
that wrote.
subscriber.
See this one. Bonk.
Sit. Bonk away. By the way, let me handle the dishes.
Oh, that's not too much effort for you.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Oh my god.
It's interesting how something as ordinary as a kitchen sink can be so dissimilar in each individual's house. Literally, in its every aspect, the tap, the handles, the location of the drain, the sponges, the rags. The pressure was remarkably strong, but the water didn't splash all over the kitchen like in my place. Well, you can't underestimate how well thought out modern houses are. Should we go out somewhere? I still felt guilty because of what happened yesterday, and a few words weren't going to change that. I need something more substantive.
Go where?
Imitsu asked. She'd already turned on the TV and was watching a soap opera. We just walk around or go to the cinema. Do you want to watch a movie?
I don't know.
She said, not expressing much interest.
What's the movie about?
Some sort of science fiction, I guess.
Is it scary?
Imitsu didn't like horror films. I have to admit I share the sentiment, though for different reasons. Well, we can watch it and see if it is. She turned the TV down after a few seconds, said merrily.
You choose.
On the other hand, I wanted to watch a new movie, but on the other, I knew what happens when Himitsu in a cinema with some sort of paper mache monster appears on the screen.
Huh.
A simple walk wasn't that dangerous, but of course, it wasn't that entertaining either. Well, it could be if you actually told her your feelings, you dolt.
Yeah.
Movies or walk, Val? Which one do you think will make their life better?
Well, you have to, like, you should go with the sentiment, like the possibility that you need to get scared and actually yell at you, or the going for a walk, something might happen, or nothing. So,
Talk, because I don't think she's really into the movie.
yeah.
I watched the film on my own. He also didn't like science fiction anyway. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Walked the streets of Tokyo without any particular destination, but somehow found ourselves in the park. Well, it was more like Himitsu gently guided me there.
Oh,
Why the park?
you know, we haven't been here for a while.
Not together, perhaps, but I've been reminiscing here just yesterday. A rather unpleasant feeling came over me, and I could feel a lump in my throat.
Iko-kun, are you alright?
I couldn't even say for sure whether Himitsu knew that Catherine and I had spent a lot of time together in this park.
Yeah.
The air here is too clean. I feel a bit dizzy. I left it off.
Maybe she knows something. Look!
Said loudly and approached a tree standing by the footpath. A pretty big squirrel was sitting on a branch.
Ah,
Although it mostly looked similar to its European counterpart, something felt elusively alien about it. Of course, I couldn't blame the poor animal for that.
what a cutie! Oh, I have nothing to give you.
Checked my pockets and unexpectedly found some chocolate. Do not give chocolate to the squirrel.
No!
That is
He might
terrible.
die.
Here you are. Oh my god, please. Oh, good, thank god.
Oh, good.
Never give chocolate to animals, people. The squirrel climbed down and
No,
smelled the
they
chocolate,
can
snorted, and
die.
climbed back up the tree, hiding its dead foliage. Apparently, it doesn't like chocolate. Thank goodness.
Still, it's almost like a pet.
It's
They're
used to being
turning
fed.
the squirrel as a spy. Let's bring some nuts next time.
Yeah, that should do for it, in order to stock up and enjoy his winter sleep.
Squirrel don't hibernate. That's why they stock up.
How do you know that?
True. I attend class sometimes.
Your cat has stockpiles everywhere under the sofa behind the wardrobe. She seems to hibernate through the whole year.
Don't insult my cat.
I would have loved to have a cat myself, but that would have been unfair to the poor animal. What's here? Maybe bears.
Bears.
Yusa looked at me with surprise. Or wolves. There are even wolves in Japan. Wolves?
Wolf? Yes.
In Japan?
Bear.
Here, you read. I'm gonna Google.
Yeah, go. Oh, should I go? Should
No,
I
you read.
Okay. Wolves? Do you think there are wolves here? Wolves? Yeah, it was probably wolves than bears.
Does
There
Japan
have
have
bears. There maybe in the zoo.
does
But
not.
not in the-
Okay, let's see about bears. Curiosity. Might as well learn as we do this. They have
Yeah.
Asian black bears and brown bears.
Oh.
Shall he be slapped? We'll find out. She asked, horrified, and stepped closer to me. Okay, now I know there's no tigers. That one I know. Or tigers. Tigers are also cats after all. They're just bigger. Or I didn't finish the sentence as I saw Catherine walking towards us. Oh shit.
Catherine. Hold on.
She was looking directly at me and seemed to be observing us for some time now. I jerked my head in the direction of the footpath. He just stepped even closer than before. Ha! She's marking territory.
Yeah. Hi, Kitty-chan. Catty-chan.
We greeted Katya happily as she approached us.
Taking a walk?
Yes. I said coldly, quite unexpectedly, even to myself. Oily, this is the first time in almost 2 weeks that all three of us were together. Catherine seemed disappointed. She clearly hadn't expected to see me here, especially Himitsu, but then why hadn't she left as soon as she noticed us? Try not to think about the reasons that could have been brought her here. She was alone, just like me yesterday.
How are you doing?
I wouldn't call Himitsu's behavior towards Katya hypocritical, but sometimes it surprised me.
Lol. As well as you are, apparently.
Oh, slap.
Yeah. Did something happen? Nothing particular. Everything at once. You know, it happens.
Conversation affected her that much.
Yeah.
Hoping some form of confrontation. Me too. I didn't want to think that Catherine simply didn't enjoy seeing us together. I didn't want to go through that vicious cycle of agonizing introspection again.
It's not squirrel. It didn't take chocolate, though.
All these childish remarks were quite inappropriate. What are you doing here?
Taking a walk as well, can't I?
Katya frowned and flashed me an angry glance.
I'm not breaking any local laws, I hope. You must know Japanese legislation better than I.
I saw a sign saying you can't walk dogs here. It didn't mention humans.
Well, it's good that you haven't brought any dogs today, then. The bow in Colorado.
I couldn't forgive the jab. You know I don't like dogs in general. Who would ever like to have someone shit all around them all the time?
True enough. Agree.
Catherine ended that little duel.
All right, we should go there and see you, Katy-chan.
All of a sudden, he was just stole the initiative.
Oh,
Good on her.
good.
The heck was that? For a couple of minutes, we walked in silence.
You tell me.
No, I don't mean you. On the other hand, what was humans supposed to fist fight her? That would be funny. All right, never mind. That's what Purple wanted.
Yeah.
And you're that. Why did you argue with her?
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry,
you
that was
me.
you. I'm sorry. Didn't.
You did.
Sunshine. I played my last card. You don't think it was my fault that she turned out to be here, do you? We studied at the same school, live in the same city, almost in the same district.
So you know where she lives? Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh
He
no.
just stopped and grabbed me by the hand. Well,
Oh, no.
yeah, the same place as before.
Don't lie to me, Nico, because she used to live far away from me, and now you're telling me it's in the same district. Oh, jeez.
No,
Oh,
that was quite a snafu. She turned around and walked quickly away. Sunshine, wait! Yes, I know where she lives, but what's wrong with that?
You should have told me.
This fight would add some spice, probably wouldn't have gone well. Exactly, Purple.
Yeah.
Yuzu said without turning to me. I didn't think it was important. Besides, we talked about my problems, you know, those problems?
Those?
She stopped immediately.
Are you trying to say that Katy-chan is somehow related to all that?
No.
Man.
I didn't know where to look, and it took me a tremendous effort to appear normal. However, that's how people usually know you're lying to them.
Yeah. Then why did you talk about it with
I don't know
her?
why he just lied there. He should have said, yeah, with her mother.
Yeah.
I didn't tell her anything. I was just wanting to know why she came back now of all times.
So why?
Because of her mother's work.
What a convenient excuse.
It does seem strange, but I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Himitsu gave it some thought. There are many things she could accuse Catherine of. Surely participation in a conspiracy wasn't one of them. Not everyone in the world wants to kill me. I'm not sure about that. I smiled calmly at her.
You can kill a person in different ways and over different amounts of time. She has a point.
She was finally saying something there. Hopefully catches it. You're speaking like a serial killer. I've been slowly approaching her and already crouched down to catch her in my arms.
Don't!
Yuzu yelled and broke into a run.
Oh!
I caught up to her and wrestled her to a pile of autumn leaves neatly arranged along the road. That is a beautiful picture.
Yeah. Iko-kun.
She was laughing happily and trying to break free. Her reddened cheeks were glowing, her eyes flashing, the bright red leaves tangled in her hair seemed to bring a continuation of her braids. That's when I kissed her. Finally! Instinctively driven by the heat of the moment, the situation was too romantic and I've been starved of intimacy way too long. Or maybe this kiss carried my true feelings. Yusa didn't react at first, but then reciprocated and hugged me tightly, pressing herself to me. In moments like this, you lose all sense of time. We lay together, becoming one and kissing each other. Gray autumn clouds passed above us, and a mighty wind blew high in the sky, taking away the last remnants of summer. Yeah, see? Yes, even purples. Finally. Yes, finally! Eventually, I tore myself away from Yutsu and helped her stand up. Sorry. Why apologize?
No!
No, because he's apologized. He doesn't have his shit together at all. She shook her head, embarrassed.
Let's see that he doesn't even know why he kissed her.
Oh.
It was so unexpected.
Whatever you think. I almost said about Catherine.
About what?
Nothing, let's go home.
Let's go. I feel tired for one kiss.
I would too, but emotional whiplash city here.
Yeah, man,
that's just no. We spent almost the entire walk back in silence. No, I wasn't regretting what I'd done at all, but I still felt awkward. Naturally, things were even more complicated for Himitsu, so I couldn't hope for a continuation, although I wasn't sure I'd be able to refuse it. Okay. When we arrived, I stopped and said, Alright, I'll see you tomorrow then. Yeah,
You
he
should
really needs to
really.
fix this act. You are so right.
You should.
No, don't end it
Yeah,
like
but
this. Oh my god.
a kiss, a nod. What would it cost to
Some
do this?
yes, kiss
Guy,
goodbye. Something. He must have replied briefly and left.
come on.
Too quickly as if she was she is upset with you, dude.
Yeah.
That kiss had probably embarrassed her more than I thought. No, it's not embarrassed. After
No,
that you
no,
should have
no,
held her
that.
hand and oh my god. I want to smack him.
Romantic shit. Come
Bon-
on.
bonk him again. Apparently I wasn't going to get dinner tonight. Oh my god. However, that seemed to be the least of my problems.
Jeez.
Person, it would have been evening already, but I'd woken up at 1 o'clock, so still full of energy. My hangover long retreat allowed me to come to my senses and start thinking constructively.
Yeah.
Excuse me. She must have clearly thought that we were together now, and I was simply too scared
Wait,
to dissuade
wait.
her.
Did they were together before?
I thought so, but now he's too
I thought that
scared.
we.
He's too scared to dissuade her, putting his own feelings aside. What? Oh my god.
What?
And Catherine was doing pretty much everything she could to kill my love for her. She was quite successful at it, I had to say. On the other hand, you can't instantly destroy what took years to emerge and grow stronger. Either this is the slowest
No,
burn known to man, or he's just stupid. I think he's just stupid. A phone rang in
he's
the hall.
stupid.
It sounded dull and somehow phlegmatic.
Like magic. Okay.
I don't know.
Hi, Nick. Are you busy?
His voice sounded calm and as always, even pacifying to a degree. No, just came back, been walking around with Himitsu.
All right. I have something to talk about. Eye to eye.
Yeah, we
No.
discussed it over the phone. Why the secrecy?
No. Uh,
He answered briefly. I started to worry. Secrecy meant a lot to me now. I assume it can't wait until tomorrow.
No. Villa
I see. When and where?
in the city center in an hour.
Okay, see you. I hung up and let us sigh. I just come back, only managed to take my shoes off.
My God. My God.
Michael was punctual and appeared on time, though I wasn't late either. At first I wanted to warn Himitsu, but then I figured that since I wasn't meeting with Catherine, Ikanes, or anyone else who would make her concerned, I had nothing to worry about. As for
Yeah,
Michael,
but still,
whatever the
you
subject
never
of the
know.
discussion would be, there was no reason to expect anything dangerous from him. Well, hi, why the urgency?
Let's find somewhere quiet first. Man,
You
you're
sound like a
worrying
real
me.
spy today. Michael didn't react to my joke,
Well,
however, which was to be expected, but I started to feel even more off.
okay.
You're at the park. Me too. I'm coming here a little much these days. So, drop the suspense. We sat on a bench far from the main entrance.
Do you remember our conversation on Monday about my father's work on the Kobayashi Corporation?
I do.
Uh,
Why? After all, I hadn't told him anything specific.
well, I couldn't get it off my head, so I talked to my father.
And?
Okay. We may have to leave Tokyo or even Japan altogether. What?
Sign and frown, which for Michael could be described as an emotional storm.
Something's happening, Nick. Something serious. And I think you might be in danger. Oh, look at that! Something new!
Too. This danger.
And this danger might
Okay.
be coming from Kobayashi Corporation. You've asked her about them yourself.
What did he find out? What did he find out?
What?
Don't play the fool around Michael. He was too astute for that. So I stopped smiling idiotically and looked away, staring at the dark silhouettes of the trees in the pond. What exactly do you know?
Nothing in particular, but my father was worried, and that doesn't happen often. Oh, that bad. That's bad.
Well, yeah, like father, like son. Even if there was
Yeah.
something, it's fine now. If I were to believe Catherine.
If I were you, it wouldn't just neglect.
I'm telling you, it's all right. I ground my teeth but continued in a lower voice. Thank you for caring. The spirit of contradiction seemed to be strong in me. After all this
Yeah.
madness I experienced in the last couple weeks, I finally managed to fix my relationship with Himitsu, handle the situation with Catherine to some extent, and nobody was following me anymore, at least not openly. And now it was
Yeah.
going to start all over again? And who was informing me about this? Michael? Felt as if Christmas dear had brought me some news on its horn.
Well, I just want you to warn you. That's all I can do. Oh, he has a point.
Are you sure you're gonna leave?
I don't know yet.
Little
He
you know.
will. I can't say that either.
This sounds like riddles and assumptions, not enough to panic over, don't you think?
Who's panicking? Dude in Egypt never hurt anyone. Yeah, boy.
What do you mean by due diligence? What should I do to be diligent? Buy a gun? I smirked.
You can hardly do that here. We're in the USA. I'm saying it might be a good idea.
It's really that bad? Jokes like this weren't in Michael's character and he seemed serious.
I hope not.
Either way, I couldn't tell him about my situation.
Man, he already knows.
Not because he would tell his father, because the fewer people were involved, the better. Okay, don't take it so seriously. Who are we? Just students. We're irrelevant.
You're right, maybe.
Michael responded for some time and stood up.
It's late. Will you come to school tomorrow?
Do we believe this?
I don't believe that.
On my way back, I was constantly looking around and even chose a longer route to confuse my potential stalkers. However, it seemed like they were either not following me or following me too well. Of course, I couldn't get Michael's words out of my head, but it felt as if I'd been sedated. My own problems seemed distant if they belonged to a total stranger. Sometimes it can be almost impossible to break out of a negative perception of things and see the good aspects and positive changes in life. Or sometimes the overwhelming wave of positivity doesn't let you think straight and see that things aren't so rosy and the enemy literally hides around the corner.
Boy.
Yeah. I was walking down the streets of the Japanese capital and breathing rich autumn air. Every season has its own outstanding smell. For summer, it's green grass, blossoming flowers, gentle sea breeze, soil, and asphalt heated by the sun. But autumn brings along freshness and humidity of frequent rains, dampness of soiled leaves, the aroma of ripe apples, and a rich scent of fermented plums. To me, autumn was the crowning achievement of creation, the final point and pinnacle of the cycle. I gotta agree with that one too. Fall is my favorite season. For a couple weeks yet, we could enjoy soft, warm days and fresh, invigorating evenings, the whirlpool of colors, the withering nature of the ripe, juicy fruits. And then the air of life soars over to midnight, becomes a new ascent to the summit through the long winter night. Gotta agree with him on that one. My big empty house greeted me with darkness. I'd already grown a bit unfamiliar with dead silence. Somewhere deep inside, I was hoping Misa would come after all. Or at least would make dinner. Or even just leave a note. However, I wasn't particularly upset about that. After all, that had gone pretty well. Call her. Neglecting the matter of dinner and feeling almost happy, I went to bed and quickly fell asleep.
This man is strange.
He is very strange. I don't understand him. Now we're on September 18th, 1987.
Okay.
Early bird catches the worm. Yet another one of those proverbs I doubted the truthfulness of. But one single reason, even if I were ever to catch worms in the morning, it would only happen thanks to Himitsu. But today I woke up early. It seemed I was forming a habit. My stomach was growling. I was hungrier than ever. Himitsu almost always made breakfast for me, but had I ever cooked for her? Sure, sometimes I wake up early and want to eat, but I like this, still really eat purposely. This is a good idea. Cooking for her is a really good idea. After tying myself up, I headed for the stove. I wondered if an English breakfast would be a good choice. I seemed to have all the necessary ingredients. Eggs, bread, even bacon. I thought there was supposed to be something else. Corn, tomatoes, beans. Well, it wasn't that important. I still had to kimono from yesterday that would fill in for other vegetables. Cast a glance at the clock. Kimitsu would arrive soon. The eggs sizzled happily in the pan, the yolks like little suns. The day seemed bright and fair. I opened the garden door wide, letting fresh air in. I heard the sound of the keys clinking in the hall, and soon Himitsu entered the kitchen.
You cook?
She asked, genuinely surprised.
You're ready? Yeah,
Yes, and I'm almost done with our breakfast. Take a seat. I pulled up a chair and invited her to sit down.
This is so unexpected.
Better late than never.
You don't have to.
Sounds like you're unhappy about this. She waved her hands and smiled.
Oh, no, I'm very happy.
He's finally acting like a boyfriend.
Yeah. Straight. It's really tasty, but it's like a bacon.
Yeah, Himitsu tried the eggs. Of course, she was exaggerating, but I couldn't ruin such a basic dish.
Yeah. And for the dessert,
Some Tusamono with her chopsticks. Thanks for that, by the way. That really helped me yesterday.
Glad to hear it, but prevention is the best medicine.
True. So you suggesting I drink alcohol regularly, develop an immunity? Nikolai.
No, good.
She pouted. Easy, easy. That was a joke.
From now on, you're going to make breakfast for me every morning.
Says he's finally getting better. Hopefully something doesn't ruin this progress. Exactly.
Yeah.
You wish. She laughed sincerely and very cutely. I noticed that I was staring at her too openly.
I want some egg. Fine, but you can do something else. Yeah?
You wish. I drawled.
Or at least not make such a mess.
That you should be able to do. I shall consider proposition.
Do be so kind.
She took my empty plate, but I stopped her. Let me do it.
I've got you some left. You're already putting too much effort for today.
Well, hypothetically, if I'm going to cook, what will I get in return?
Shall see.
She smiled slyly.
What do you want?
Sir again, dude. Only thinking of one thing, and was about to say it loud when he was actually walked into a bag lying on the floor, dropped the plate, which fell and broke into pieces. Aww.
No.
They say that glass breaks for happiness.
I've heard of that before.
It's true, but it's better not to go overboard or we'll have nothing to eat from.
Nico, it's all because your house.
She took the bag up 1/2 meter into the air.
It's a total mess. Jeez.
Taking our usual route to school that we'd walked hundreds of even thousands of times before. Particularly today, it seemed the same as it had been a year ago, the same as always. Catherine's return, the KGB, Kobayashi Corporation, would it be the same now or 10 years from now? What would happen to us in 10 years? If before I had never considered it, now I was quite seriously imagining life together with Himitsu. Oh, he's getting there. He's getting there. Copy.
What were you daydreaming about?
Be honest, tell her life with you.
Done.
Yes, about you.
What do you mean about me?
Yes, puzzle. I've decided that I could eat your borscht for a while longer unless I get tired of it.
Good.
Lucy grew embarrassed and turned away. Take her hand.
You're always joking. That's her hand. She's mad.
I'm pretty good at it. Maybe I should become a comedian. She's not a professional clown, I hope. In the worst sense of the word.
Are you sure you're gonna be alright at school?
Suddenly changed the subject. Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
Well, you haven't been there for a few days now, and you don't even know what homework they've been giving.
I did homework you when I got it. I'll come up with something. Not that any of the teachers would be actually interested. Of course, they could expel me, but since I achieved my bare minimum in terms of attendance, my grades weren't even the worst, it wouldn't be that easy. So he's just passing by, okay. Besides, this was a private school meeting that was sponsored by students' parents. You know, I'm lazy, not stupid.
Well, sometimes I forget that, looking at you. No.
Crossing Mrs. classmates who greeted her, then crossed the other side of the road, whispering enthusiastically and occasionally casting beautiful glances over at us. What's the matter with them?
Nothing serious.
She said, not showing much interest. Where are you and where is my Himitsu? I grabbed her by the shoulders and lightly shook her back and forth. Where had her shyness and embarrassment gone?
You can't stop it.
They're discussing you over there and you seem not to care at all.
Well, I guess I don't anymore. I just
Approaching the school. Do you want to have lunch together?
you made lunch as well?
Wait, you can't expect that much of me yet.
Yeah. So you're continuing on my bento, aren't you?
So, seem to think a moment.
I guess you can today. Yes.
See you later then. He should kiss her goodbye. Why does he not kiss her
Don't
goodbye?
sleep during class. Kiss her, man. One kiss. What does it take?
So I
Nothing.
noticed when I walked in the classroom was Michael. He tore himself away from one of his ever-present books and gave me a slight nod. It's not like I hadn't respected him before, but after what he did yesterday, that respect grew a little later. Or a little greater, sorry.
So, did you have a good rest?
As I snidely once I sat behind my desk. I did! I feel great!
If only everyone could have such a carefree attitude towards life. Yeah, carefree.
Doesn't seem hard to me.
Yeah, well, you don't give a damn about anything.
I understand if Kaizaki was being serious or joking.
Eh, half
Since
and
when
a
have you
half.
become a moralist?
You know, it doesn't feel great to sit here for half a day and spend another half a day doing homework while somebody is having fun.
See his point. You say that as if
Yeah,
someone's making you do it all.
of course they are.
I grinned. Catherine appeared right before the bell and quickly sat behind her desk, paying no attention to me. I said nothing. There was no reason to start a conversation. Classes went on as usual, boring and routine. I always found it easier to extract information from books instead of forcing myself to listen to someone. In fact, I say schools care more about grades than how useful or practical knowledge they teach their students is. That's true,
True, true.
because grades are the only measure of quality of education at the moment. You can say a kid is talented or has potential as much as you like, but how can you actually express that potential? Is a kid at 7 out of 10 on a talent scale? We had managed to split the atom and started building spaceships, but it seemed to me sometimes social sciences lagged further and further behind the technical one. I have to agree with that one too.
Yeah,
Perhaps in the future, teacher will replace with soulless robots, precise, faultless, and emotionless. Ooh, that'd be horrible. Just like the
yeah,
production lines that replace menial workers. Wouldn't that lead to a future where scholastic production lines produce identical parts for society, parts with no feelings, passion, ambition, creativity, cash? I hope not. That's a horrible future.
yeah. It's a
During
bad
break,
future.
Katya walked out of the classroom and I headed for lunch with Himitsu.
Okay.
There she is. We sat down in the yard on our favorite bench.
A classmate asked me to go to a karaoke. To karaoke?
Karaoke,
What?
sure, go. Might be a good idea.
Don't you want to go with me?
Me? Usually she didn't invite me to these events and didn't often go herself either.
Yeah, is something wrong?
And just, will Sayu-chan be there too?
I guess so.
Himitsu smiled. Aren't you afraid that we might have a fight?
I hope you did. I hope you won't start bullying girls.
I hope not too. Then we're on unequal
Yeah.
ground. She can bully me.
Nobody's bullying you, Nico-kun.
All right, you say
Yes, I am
so.
not. See,
I was walking back to her classroom and thinking about Catherine. I wondered what she felt about these new circumstances. The excitement of the first few days had faded, and we all knew we needed to get on with our lives. First, there were emotions, demands, rejection of any compromise, the inability to think about consequences. Then came the realization that life went on and everything remained the same. We shouted at each other, broke some dishes, and sat down to have dinner in the 5 square meter kitchen of a Soviet Khrushchev era apartment as we had nowhere else to go. It was quite crude analogy for Japan, but Catherine and I had, if not the same kitchen, at least spent some time in the same school. Something struck at my chest from inside. I realized I never thought about what would come next, what I would do, feeling if everything remained the same.
uh,
Yeah.
run?
Classes finally ended. I ran out of the classroom in anticipation of karaoke. My singing abilities left much to be desired, but at least it would be a good change of scenery.
Yeah.
Outside, I was met with an unexpected twitch. Kagami standing at my locker. Oh, we haven't seen her in a while.
Nagomi?
How did she manage
Honey,
to get there faster than me?
we need to talk.
I'm in a hurry, actually. It.
It's
Wait,
important.
is this the class president? I don't remember.
Uh, or she's that or the bully from the start of the game.
Okay. So what do you want to talk about?
Not here. Either
I
the
figured it's still
parents.
some time he says was interested in what Kagami wanted to talk about. Lead the way. On the rooftop,
Right.
okay. We went to the roof. You could set up an office here. I sparked, but Kagami got to the point immediately.
What's going on?
What are you talking about?
Stop pretending. I know everything. No, you don't.
You know what? This tone right off the bat meant it was something serious, at least for her.
I know that you're connected to the Kobayashi Corporation. What?
Oh. Okay. New twist. Me?
Uh,
What are you talking about? I haven't even graduated yet. Kagami clearly wasn't a corporation agent. She didn't look like she was with the KGB either, but her words sent a shiver down my spine. It took considerable effort to remain outwardly calm.
or your parents were.
That part's true.
What?
Watch your words. It really wasn't polite of her, but I shouted so loudly Kagami shuddered and shrank back. My parents are
My
dead.
parents. Sorry.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry, but that doesn't change anything.
Doesn't change what? Yes, they work for the corporation. So what? Tens of thousands of people do.
You know it's not that simple.
Isn't that simple? I raised my voice again.
Stop pretending.
Look,
Go to the point.
Irwana, are you alright in the head?
Yeah.
Kagami frowned but kept sticking to her guns.
You're lying. It's written on your face. Ma'am, go to the point.
Yeah. The only thing written on my face is that I don't understand a thing you're talking about. She paused.
You really don't know anything. Oh my god. Then this conversation is over. What conversation?
Hey.
There's an accusation and
I
stop.
called after her. Of course, I wanted was a weird girl, but to hear about my parents' Kobayashi Corporation from her. I could have stopped her and interrogated her about everything, but I felt it'd be too much. After all, we were at school, she'd scream, and then what? They would definitely believe her over me, whatever she come up with. Rapist be my guess, serial killer, no problem. Most teachers probably wouldn't even be surprised. Maybe Kagami knew something or was involved somehow, but she clearly didn't pose any threat herself. Besides, Mister was waiting for me. It was surprising how the past couple days thinking about her caused all my other problems to fade into the background. That's love, dude.
Yeah.
I think you had lust with Catherine, you've love with this one. First
Yeah.
karaoke felt pretty awkward and even tense. I had no issues with Hibitsu's other classmates, at least I thought so, but Saya can. At first, she wouldn't even look at me. I gotta take a drink for a second. Okay. At first, she wouldn't even look at me, but an enclosed space could work miracles. You either need to kill your enemy or learn to coexist with them. So after a couple of songs, she seemed to come to peace with my presence. I didn't have much fun, though. I could only think about Kagami's words. What did I know about her? Well, absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, she knew about my parents, about Kobayashi Corporation. Perhaps she was also a victim? This conclusion sounded more logical than any other, so I decided to attack it and ask her about it openly at first opportunity.
Yeah.
When we left karaoke, it was already evening.
Time passed so quickly. You can say that again.
Saya was walking with us while the others went in another direction. Do you also live nearby?
No, I'm going to the station.
It's on the way. I felt a bit awkward around her after all. My past behavior wasn't exactly up to Japanese standards. But Saya, in turn, wasn't displaying any open hostility towards me. Maybe because Yumitsu was around. Singing isn't my thing after all. If only I had my base.
I totally agree with you there, Akionin-san.
About the bass?
About your singing?
Well, it's not like you exactly have the greatest voice either.
No, never claimed to. Enough, both of you.
Yumitsu laughed. Look who's talking, your singing is pretty alright.
Sure, whenever it was a compliment or an insult.
From Nika... Oh, sorry.
From Nico-kun, it's a compliment.
Some girls did indeed sing better than her, but compared to Sayami, he would sound like a prima donna. Well, to each their own.
To really play the bass? Can you really play the bass? Sorry.
Are you really interested?
So, is he any good?
I'm doing Mitsu.
Well,
Say it like it is already.
I don't know much about music. He has a point. She has a point.
Yeah.
My thoughts exactly.
She didn't say I'm bad.
She didn't say you're good either.
So am I bad at it or not? Don't be afraid to upset me.
Yeah, tell the truth. Come on, guys.
It's a lot of pressure. Mitsu
Yeah.
begged. Which means he's not really good at it because she would have praised him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Soon we approached the station and bid farewell to Seiya.
Nico-kun.
Mitsu grabbed me by the hand. Yes. Yes! They're
Say
finally
it.
holding hands in public. Yes!
Like when we were little.
No, not like when you were little. And smiled. I didn't say anything, just squeezed her little hand in mine. The same second I found myself feeling good, even somehow peaceful. Maybe I hadn't sorted myself out fully, but at this moment I wanted to be right there. Good boy.
Ooh.
With her. To some extent I owed a debt of gratitude to Catherine, the KGB, even Kobayashi Corporation for that. But no, not the corporation.
Today I'll be perfect.
Yumitsu finally broke the silence. Yeah, it's been nice.
I wish we could always have days like this.
I sighed.
What's the matter, Nico-kun?
I was thinking that we used to have a lot of days like this. We just never paid that much attention.
But we never got to a karaoke with people.
Not about karaoke. There's even a proverb.
Enough of a few proverbs. Yes.
Anyway, it's true. We need
Yes.
to cherish the moment since we never know what tomorrow will bring, especially in my case. Muse lowered her head.
What do you have to? You mean in terms of your circumstances?
Yeah,
I
of
can
course.
go. Has anything new happened?
No? It was too soon to tell her about my conversation with Kegon. Nothing about her was clear.
Do you still think that you're going to be alright? We are going. Sorry.
So far, which means we've been acting as we should.
But if something happened, will you tell me?
Of course.
No, promise me.
Mitsu exclaimed anxiously. I promise.
Those are empty promises. There we go. And don't forget about it. To help you, I need to write everything that happens with you.
I provide daily reports for you to sign every evening?
Sounds like a great idea.
Speaking of the evening, today went way too quickly, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, baby.
There's a film I wanted to watch on TV.
Oh, Nico-kun, I'm sorry, I completely forgot. Tomorrow my father and I are leaving to visit my grandma for the weekend, so tonight I need to pack everything.
The whole weekend?
Yes.
She replied sadly. This gives you a chance to clean your house, dude. So
Yeah.
all Saturday and Sunday?
Yes.
When are you coming back?
Monday morning.
I see. The thought that Humusa would leave for 2 entire days made me feel awe. Even though she used to spend the entire summer at her grandma's while I was melting in stuffy Tokyo. I'd gone with her a couple times, but only for a week. I didn't even know why, maybe because some mysterious Japanese tradition or something. Well, okay, bring me back some fruits then.
Bring your full basket.
So I want to find a couple of her nikamas.
Yeah. I'll ask her to make some just for you.
Right then, I don't feel that bad about you leaving.
What are you going to do?
Clean your house, dude. Nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions?
Clean. Well, you can do your homework. It never hurts to improve your grades.
Think
Okay.
about it. I replied in a serious tone. Kiss her goodbye. It's gonna be 2 days.
Yeah.
We approached the house. Musa looked curiously around and kissed me on the lips. Yes!
Oh, cutie.
It was so sudden I didn't immediately realize what happened, and only when she was a few meters away did I feel blood rushing to my face. Like an 8th grader, damn it. Newt's boldness was even more surprising.
Yeah. See you Monday.
See you. I walked into the yard and saw Kagame sitting on the porch. Why is she on the porch? It's you again, I exclaimed, and immediately turned around. Luckily, Misty had already gone home. We haven't finished. I'd say we never even started. I don't have any desire to change that. I tried to enter my house, but Kagame stood stubbornly in my way. I'll tell you everything, but you have to hear me out first.
I think
Everything
it was me,
being
but okay.
everything about your
Everything about
parents.
your parents.
Oh, and we're coming to the 3-hour mark, aren't we? Ah!
And,
I
they're
hesitated for a
almost
while,
5
glancing
days.
around, listening to my surroundings. If this was some plot, the point of it was beyond my understanding. How did you find out where I live?
You think it's that difficult? Sure.
She smirked. I don't know, that's why I'm asking.
The schools are file everyone. And I'm a class rep. Meaning I'm a regular visitor to the teacher's room. We are
Is
fighting
that even legal? I think I'll report you back to Kayami Sensei. That shouldn't be legal.
Yeah. You can report me to the Bob if you want. Just hear me out first.
Fine, come in then. Still say his place is probably bugged.
I think.
I opened the door and
before
invited
leaving
her
the
to enter.
library, Hang it, Lisa.
Kagami hesitated a moment, then stepped inside.
I-
Do you want something to drink? Tea? Sorry, I don't have coffee.
Do you live all alone in the house this big? I do this.
They ignored my hospitality, as you can see.
That's not very constant patience. Okay.
So what did you want to talk about? I sat opposite her and looked at her intently.
My father used to work at Kobayashi Corporation. In fact, he used to work in the same project as your parents. No! In the project, this project is classified, and I don't really know anything about it. But then they fired him, and my father had to help my grandfather at our restaurant. Okay, I did that. Don't worry.
Such rank ingratitude for such a oh, sorry, keep going.
Rank executive for such talented scientist.
At least he's not dead.
Yeah.
Kagami said viciously. The details of her family situation didn't interest me much.
Yeah.
So what then?
A few days ago, he was kidnapped by the corporation's people. What?
Why are you so positive they were the corporation's people?
First could the man in black suits barge into the restaurant in the middle of the day and took my father away. Who else could they be?
Did you have any business trouble? Maybe debts?
No.
That got Kagami worked up immediately.
Our restaurant might be small, but we do honest business.
See, is a rebel in this case. You could be as holy as a hermit and have $1 million in debt. She gave me a dreadful look.
What do you know?
Hey, this isn't about me at all.
We're doing right, or at least not badly.
Kagami finally answered my question properly. Did you try the police?
Yes, but they just politely waved me away. Is it obvious that they have any police in their
Which
pocket?
is what we thought. Maybe, but
not.
sorry, I still don't understand. What does your story have to do with me or my parents?
They all used to work for this project today. Maybe they're killed because of it.
I didn't even want to tell me that, but I started to keep my mouth shut. It was all very weird, sure, but on the other hand, even the secret project had to have more than 2 people working on it. My parents, Kagami's father, Iku's, how many more? Maybe the corporation was just trying to eliminate everyone involved. They weren't killed, they died in a car accident, I said uncertainly.
Do you really believe that?
I'd like to help, but you do know my parents are already dead?
So you don't often?
Yeah. What could I know? I grinned warily. Besides, what else do you know? Except what you told me already. Kagami bitterly clicked her tongue, annoyed.
I don't believe in coincidences.
I don't think it matters what you believe.
So nobody from the corporation came to you, never asked you anything? Don't just repeat the question.
Nobody from the corporation. Oh, she
So from
knows.
someone else?
I hate that it's time to end, but ah,
Yeah, me too.
for a
Such a
moment, I
cliffhanger.
even wanted to tell her everything, maybe just to have another ally. However, thinking about it rationally, I had to admit Kagami wouldn't make a good one. She was too
Yeah.
unstable. Not that I knew her that well. No. Something. Okay.
Something tells me you're hiding something.
Can we save here? Will it let us?
Yeah, technically yes.
Okay, let's.
If you lock the game, yeah, save game. Good. Select a slot. Good. And now we
So we're gonna
have
have to
it.
end it. I hate ending it there for those of you watching because this
Me
got really,
too.
really exciting. But we will do
We
it.
are
Not
going to do
we
it
won't
with
do
a
it next
cliffhanger,
Saturday.
man.
Next Saturday
Yeah.
is Goose Goose Duck, but the Saturday
Yes.
after
So,
that we'll return with more of the story. Cause holy
and it
cow!
will be the 22.
Well, it'll be the 22. Good, because I wasn't looking at
Yes,
the calendar. All right,
I
so
was
let's
looking
see
at the
who is
calendar.
here. Oh, let's get to the stream ending and see who we can raid.
Okay.
Let's see.
If you want, I can see if there is someone I know.
No, exit. I'm trying to
Okay,
get rid of the.
exit.
I'm trying to get the game closed. Yeah, two
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah, because next Saturday. Because on this Saturday coming up,
One of my
Good Goose Duck is on the 15th, and we do this again on the 22nd. Purple. If you want to put it on your calendar.
I'm going to link you the name because I can't say
You
who's
can.
the
You're a mod. You just slash raid in the person's name.
Okay,
You
one
have full
second.
control over that.
Raid and then the name with the thing of the email or without?
No email, just the name that they use on Twitch.
Okay.
So it's slash raid space
Okay.
their name.
No,
So
I don't have that role.
you don't. You yeah you do. Well, you're a mod. I thought.
I can't, even if I'm a mod.
Yes,
But
mods
I
do
don't
it
know
every
the
day.
name. Yeah, I know, but yeah, I don't know.
It's being bad. That's what it's doing. Because mods have power to raid. So well, give me the name. Just type it in chat.
Okay, this one. Oh,
So I'll copy that.
technically that's the name. She's a VTuber.
That's not. We raid VTubers. We raid non-VTubers. We raid anyone that we consider a friend.
And
There we go.
she's live for like 30 hours.
Oh my lord. Okay, so we're gonna raid Vale's friends, so it's someone new for us to meet and bring the community over. I stream again on Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with more Baldur's Gate 3 if you guys want more fun. Thank you again, Val, for hanging out with me, and thank you all for coming to story time. This story is just getting hotter and hotter. So, we'll see you then. Bye everyone, and look for your glibbers.
Ok,
They're
posto, easy.
everywhere.
Non so contare, sono 41 ore. Non potete pretendere che abbia il quoziente intellettivo in questo momento di...
So they don't
No,
speak
tra l'altro
English?
ti stavo dicendo mentre mi raccontano cosa hanno fatto oggi in live.